I'm going to lift my shirt up, take my pants down, and shake it all around. This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
That's the best explosion sound effect I can come up with on my own.
You know, we have one.
I wanted to try my own to see if it would sound any good, because that's what the Jets just did. They're blowing it up, and you know what? If you're a Jet fan, you got to be loving this. You got to be loving this, because this is the first time, for me anyway, where I feel like they might have gotten it right with Mougey. We'll see it with Aaron Glenn. That's going to take time. But this is what bad football teams do. When they have so many missing pieces, they take the things that they have and they try to trade it for something better. We all like Sauce Gardner. He does a great Buffalo Wild Wings commercial.
Oh, it's genius.
He was, at the 20th anniversary.
We appreciated it.
We did. But, having a lockdown corner on a 1-7 football team seems odd. It's like putting a Rolls Royce logo on your Volkswagen. It's a waste. It's nice, but it doesn't fit.
And they got let's be honest, they got a great haul for him.
But that's the point, is that this is a team that does not have a quarterback. This is a team that doesn't have any kind of a future. They couldn't win with all these talented players when they had them. All we talked about, this defense, look at the talent on this defense. They're going to be good. The same Jet fans that were talking before the season started. We got a great defense. Aaron Glenn's coming here. We might win 7-8 games. Didn't do anything with this talent, Allen. Nothing. And now you can spin it into first-round picks. Now, we'll see if those picks amount to anything, but look what they have right now, 2026. 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. By the way, they didn't have a second-round pick this year. Or next year, excuse me. Next year, 2027, 3 first-round picks. Now, the Dallas and Indianapolis picks may not be that high in the draft, but the Jets certainly going to have a high pick in the draft. Boy, that looks like something you might be able to package for a quarterback, whether it's a veteran or to move up. You're giving yourself options, and you're also giving yourself cap space. So, Alan, if I'm going to lose productively and make sure that you've got room to add all these pieces. Mougey didn't draft any of these guys. He gave Sauce a contract probably because he was hoping he'd get more in a return. They wouldn't have gotten 2 first-round picks from Indianapolis if he wasn't under contract.
So I just heard Michael on the Great Michael K Show, which you can hear before us every day or watch on YouTube as well, and he was breaking down, essentially saying now the future of this team is on Mougey and Aaron Glenn.
Right.
And he was saying that with a lot of concern. And my only thing I'll say is this, though. All right, that's what it's going to be. But you have to admit, pretty good start. If you're in terms of feeling good about it, doesn't it make you feel good, the haul they've been able to get thus far?
No.
Why not?
Because this is the easy part.
Getting good deals?
It's easy to sell. It's what you do next.
Right.
Like this is, I've told you, draft picks, this is something I've been saying for years. Put it on the bingo card, everybody. It's the currency of hope. Makes you believe again. It makes you feel like you've got something now that can turn into something good. But it still has to do that. We have seen this before. Idzik did this a bunch of years ago. Got some picks. Made some picks. Didn't matter. Didn't hit. So you have to make sure that from here, because you know what else they're getting here is cap space. So they're definitely ripping this team up because, clearly it doesn't win, right? The guys aren't living up to whatever.
No.
They're not playing at the way they want or what they're expecting for what they're paying. So we got to bring in our guys, which is what new regimes always do. And while that sounds great, and it gives you reason for that 4-letter word hope, right? It's a dangerous thing.
You got to stop. You got to start somewhere.
I know, but it's a dangerous thing.
But what's the alternative, Alan?
No, Don. This is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But I can't get excited until I see the result of this. And that's all I'm saying is this is the easy part. This is the easy part. What comes in March and April, that's going to be the hard part. That's going to be when you know Did they get it right with Darren Mougey? Look, he's making good deals, clearly. But I got to see what it turns into before I say, wow, this is a seminal moment in Jets history.
I'm not mad at you because you've got a lot of
scar tissue.
Scar tissue. Great word. Great phrase. And it never seems to work out. You know, that's the old trick in sports radio is there's certain teams you're always better going to screw it up. You're probably going to be right.
Yeah.
But Mougey is not giving you a reason not to believe.
But again, he hasn't given you a reason to. He has no track record.
But now he's given the opportunity to see what he can do.
Right.
Because the one thing I just got tired of is all this Jet talent. And it didn't amount to anything because, you know, football, you got to be deep, all right? This isn't basketball where I get a star player and that star player alone is going to win me a bunch of games.
Yeah.
You know, football's not that way, all right? And the one thing that you really need to be successful is a quarterback, and they don't have one. And they're probably going to have the second overall pick in the draft, in a draft that may have just one quarterback. But in 2027, there might be better quarterbacks. Or maybe there's a quarterback that can shake loose, the way Jared Goff shook loose in that trade with Matthew Stafford, where it worked out for both teams. Now, I don't know who that is. I don't know if you want to take a shot at Kyler Murray. Can Joe Burrow eventually just say, get me out of Cincinnati, man, because they don't spend any money and I can't win here? You know, you want to put yourself in at least the position that if somebody shakes loose, you've got the cap space and you've got the capital to go out and get that player. Whether it's a draft pick or whether it's a veteran, you got to put yourself in that position. Michael Kay used to always say, draft picks and cap space are air. But you need air to breathe, okay? Now, if Mougey screws it up, he screws it up. And he might. He wouldn't be the first general manager to screw it up with the Jets. But you have no choice. Hanging on to these players, hoping that they'll eventually come together, to me, that's a dead end. This, at least, I think, has a chance to really go somewhere.
Yeah. Look, again, the concern is letting good players go out the door. That's the concern because, boy, if you're not already in the tank, I mean, this is how you go straight into the tank now for the rest of the season. You're telling the locker room we're done.
Yeah, you are.
Right? We're taking away talented pieces. You're not replacing them with better ones. So how bad it looks right now, it's going to be worse. So that's what you're going to deal with now the rest of the season. But we already knew that this season was a fait accompli. I look at this as this is the obvious thing to do, and it's the right thing to do. Okay. Getting 2 firsts for Sauce is phenomenal.
That's a great deal.
Ballard doesn't give up first to begin with, and in Indianapolis, their fans are a little concerned that it was an overpay.
They should be.
For a corner.
I mean, they pay attention. They watch
really
football.
Concerned.
Yeah,
This is an overpay.
I'll believe they're dancing with the Bills and the Chiefs when I see it.
And
I'll throw the Ravens in there too.
Yep.
We know how you feel.
And I'm not going to get crazy about the 6 turnovers in their game against Pittsburgh. Okay, I think Indianapolis is a good team, but why do I feel like they just gave up 2 first-round picks to just solidify being a one and done wild card team? You know, in the future. You know what I mean?
I will say, it jumped out at me as a very weird haul for a guy who everybody thinks is good, but all football people / local people who watch know he has not lived up to the back of the card. He's been good.
Listen,
he has not been the superstar he's supposed to be.
The head coach played the position.
Exactly.
You think he didn't look and go, yeah that ain't it.
And when we look back, if you remember,
one thing he would know is a corner. And he would see a special corner and go, he's special. We need him. Because everybody, you can say what you want about what's the use of having a great corner on a bad team. No, everybody needs a good corner. Everybody. So, and you had one locked up and he was young. But if the head coach, and that's the position he plays, looked at it and said, that ain't it.
Yeah,
that tells you a lot.
It's not enough. It's certainly not enough for him to be the piece that we keep here to build around.
Right.
Yeah,
he's good enough. Go to Indy.
Yeah.
And we wondered, at least I did during the summer, when I said, why give it to Sauce? You could have waited another year just to see, because he seemed like he was heading away from being that shutdown corner over the last couple of seasons, but now you know why. The idea was, hey, if we start winning, then he's somebody we're going to have. If not,
then we get to trade a contract.
Because they're not getting 2 first-round picks from Indy if he doesn't have a contract.
Correct.
Right.
He's got a contract. That made him easier to move.
Yeah.
Williams had 2 more years left in his contract. I think
stuff.
right now, the way Mougey's looking at it is, I've got all this talent. what talent do I have can get me first-round picks? And they're gone. I think that's what he's looking at. I didn't draft any of these guys. I didn't draft Quinnen Williams. I didn't draft Sauce Gardner. I didn't draft Garrett Wilson.
Is that why Breece Hall's still a Jet?
Breece Hall's not.
He can't get a first for him.
Well, I think they know that they're not getting a first, but they're not going to give him away either. If somebody offers him a second or third, I think they would jump on it. Garrett Wilson, the same thing. Hey, if you want to give me a first-round pick, he's gone. But I'm not going to throw him away either because eventually I'm going to need some security blanket for whoever my quarterback is going to be next year or the year after. But these defense, that was nothing more sickening. Peter, you remember going back the years with the K Show.
I remember.
This is going to be the 85 Bears. Look at this defense. It never materialized. It never did because you didn't have the coaching. You didn't have all the pieces in place. And now those pieces are. It's a chance to start over. And if
that's what it is.
And if Joe Douglas is the GM, then I completely understand your apprehension because you're wondering, is this really the general manager to do it? But Mougey has only lost your confidence because he's the Jet general manager, and history tells you whether it's Idzig, whether it's McCagnon, whether it's Douglas, whoever, they're going to screw it up. But take that out of the equation. He hasn't done anything for you to lose confidence in him, and now he's got a chance to put his fingerprints on this, and we'll see if it works. You got to give him the opportunity to do it.
He let the Jets go into a season with a quarterback that really isn't a high-level quarterback, and he didn't put a ton of skill around him.
But don't you think, honestly, Alan,
no, it's the right thing to do.
This was the plan going in.
Well, I think it was.
Without saying it, this was the plan going in.
Let's see what it looks like, and if we don't like, we bail out quick, and they bailed out quick.
Right.
Which is really, it's by the deadline. So they were giving it to the deadline. What does it look like by the time we get to the deadline? Then we make our business decision and we build it the way we want to build it, right? That's all I'm saying. And yes, but I'm telling you, this is what you're supposed to do. So he's just following along. You know, Joe Douglas had his turn at this, and he had his chance, and he made some picks, some good.
Hey,
but some were absolute
I thought the
disasters.
Jamal Adams deal was fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he was doing things as well, getting extra picks and all that stuff.
Where he screwed up is he got the wrong quarterback.
And that's really what isn't that what Darren Mougey's job is now? Because his first choice, that didn't work. We already know that didn't work. So that's what I'm saying. This is what you do. From a business perspective, as a fan, you're excited because it's something, right?
You have to. This is the only exciting thing that could have happened.
It's like, oh, okay, we're going to have change because you want change. So we're going to get change. Great. But you can't anticipate anything yet. The hard part's still to come. That's why I'm reserving judgment on this. This was just what you're supposed to do as a franchise that is heading nowhere.
Jordan Schultz is reporting.
Go ahead.
That Breece Hall wants to be traded, which I don't doubt. Because why would you want to be on a team that's going to lose the rest of the year?
Yeah.
But they're not going to cut off the nose despite their face either.
Zero.
No.
Yeah.
And
well,
we'll
one
see.
way you could build a team is using AI.
Keep going.
You know what I mean? We have
tell
seen
me.
coaches already using AI to make coaching decisions. This is a real thing going on in the world.
I heard something about a race.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that every aspect of your business, from the most mundane to the most complex, will operate orders of magnitude better and faster when you add artificial intelligence. AI is literally a race, Donnie, to the top.
Oh, the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Companies that engage AI first will win. Will that be the Jets, or be you, or your competitors? Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Founded by tech powerhouses, Thrive partners with you on smart and secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Imagine AI solutions working across every part of your business, automating support, powering chatbots, analyzing competitors, even managing billing, collections, and orders. That's just a taste of what Thrive Managed AI can help you achieve. It makes your talented team even better by letting them focus on what they do best. The race to the top will be won by those who engage Thrive Managed AI first. That needs to be you. Go to thrivenextgen.com/ESPN and get started with a complimentary strategy consultation. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN, thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
All right, let's give you the lay of the land because this all literally came down over the last hour and a half or so. So it's a big, big Jet day. Rich Cimini is going to be joining us at the bottom of the hour. Find out, are they done? The trade deadline is not over yet, so there's still a chance that other things can be done here. And what he's hearing on the whys and what have yous with all these deals. If you want to get a fan perspective, who better than Mike Greenberg? He's going to join us coming up at 4 o'clock.
We know him as
I know
Greeny.
he's excited about everything that's going on. And then at 5 o'clock, we're going to talk to Bart Scott. Bart was not on today when a lot of this broke with Chris Carlin because he was at Nick Mangold's funeral. So I know he's itching to talk about all the deals that came down here, and he is very opinionated about what they might do with the quarterback
I
position.
can tell you from the text he sent me, Donnie, he's got some, hot takes.
Right.
Like oven mitts.
So that's what we have coming up here. Cimini at 3:30, Mike Greenberg at 4, Bart Scott at 5. We've got Talk About It Tuesday at 4:30. We've got ENN at 6. We're taking you up until 6:30. Then it's the Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes.
Sure.
So let's get your calls in at 1-800-919-3776 and start this big show off with Donnie in Staten Island. You're on ESPN New York.
Donnie.
What's up, Donnie?
Hey, Don, Hahn, Rosenberg, how are you, gents?
What's up?
Listen, I'm a little heated in retrospect, just because longtime Jets fan. I'm just like, what are we doing? I get it. I totally get it. You want a fire sale? I get it. You want to build it. But what has this organization, regardless of regime, regardless of picks, and as you know, Don, more than anybody, the draft picks are air, and in the regimes prior to, yes, there's a couple of gems, but what have you given me? Real talk, my daughter is going to be 16 in January.
Mm-hmm.
When she was in the womb, that was the last time I saw a playoff game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dying. Don, I'm dying.
I know you're dying.
I
but
don't-
but now this might finally be the medicine that gets you back off the mat. Because you've had these skill players, Donnie. You've had them. And you haven't won at all. So now you got to get a quarterback. How do you get a quarterback? Cap space and draft picks. How do you rebuild? Cap space and draft picks. That's what you do. And you've had Quinnen Williams, and you've had Sauce Gardner, and you've had Garrett Wilson, you've had Breece Hall. And what has it meant? Nothing. Because you're missing the key ingredients to a championship caliber team. And Mougey gave Sauce and Garrett the contracts, but he didn't draft these guys. So I understand Allen's apprehension. I understand Donnie's apprehension. It always seems to go wrong with the Jets. But are they supposed to just sit back and hope that these players eventually pop, that a quarterback falls out of the sky and helps you win? Or are these the things, Peter, you have to do in order to be able to get your ducks in a row to find the pieces?
I don't know what the alternative would be.
Yeah, the alternative.
I don't understand.
Just wait for it and have it happen. I mean, yeah, it's going to take a while. But you know what's going to take a while anyway?
It is taking a while. There is no way around
But this is only year one of this regime. So I can understand your apprehension if this is still Joe Douglas, if this is still Robert Saleh. You're like, come on, guys.
Isn't this sort of the best time for it to happen?
I think so.
You don't want to be 2 or 3 years into a regime and they've been middling, and now
you can't.
Upper management has to decide. Now the ownership has to decide if they're blowing it all out to then start over.
Well, that's the Giants, right? The first year that they got there with other people's players, they had success. And so you couldn't blow it up.
Yeah.
So they come back the next year, and they're bad, and now it's like, okay, now we have to blow it up.
The Giants are in that situation. I'm envious because the Giants have talent, too. They got a talented defense. They got some pieces. What does it mean? They're 2-7 for the third consecutive year. Think about that. Third consecutive year, they're 2-7. And they got people like Mel Kiper. Oh, give Dable another shot. We'll get to that in a little bit. Mm-hmm. So believe me, I'm envious today. As a Giant fan, I'm envious of the Jets today.
That's saying something.
Hector in Queens, you're on ESPN New York.
Hey guys, how you doing? Alan, it's been a while, man. Hey, so I mean, I love the trades. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm a Steelers fan, but I love the trades for the Jets. Sauce just could not tackle. You know what I'm saying? He was very good down. He was a good coverage linebacker. Also, I would not take a quarterback with my top pick. I would definitely take Caleb Downs. He's the next. To me, he's the next Troy, or he's the next Reed. Like he's that good. Anyways, that's all I really wanted to say, and we'll see what happens.
Well,
Thank you guys.
See. You're in the dance now. You're in the conversation now because you've got the capital to be involved in those conversations.
The one problem is you're the Jets. You're going to pay a premium to get anybody to want to come here. Keep that in mind. So it's like I guess there's a lot of work to be done.
Part of that is is the organization run well? And I think
we know that answer.
Yeah, but today is a step in the right direction because I think a lot of people in the know are going to praise what the Jets did today. And that doesn't happen too often.
Well, let's see. They have Jermaine Johnson they're trying to get a second for him. Breece Hall, they want a third for him. And that's still on the table. Breece Hall, apparently, people are reporting he wants out.
He wants out.
These are his guys.
They might just have to do it for the sake of doing it.
Like he wants out. Sauce and Garrett. These are all guys. They all grew up together, and now they're all getting torn apart. And they're all like, you know what? We're the problem. Like, see, that's the thing. Like some of these players are probably looking, going, "Oh yeah, get rid of us because we're the problem."
Well, how else are you going to get picks?
I understand.
You don't pray for them. You don't make a wish, and it's under your pillow. You don't ask the tooth fairy for picks. You got to make hard decisions.
Oh, no, Don. You make the right decision, which is to move on because that's someone else's player and you don't see value in him, so just move on. Then you have to get your players. And you got to make the right choice. And you can't take Zach Wilson. You can't sign Justin Fields. You got to do better than that. You got to get, Mike Tannenbaum phrase, your force multiplier.
Yeah.
You got to bring in somebody that is so freaking good. We talked to a kid yesterday, Peter and I, Matthew Schaefer. Mm-hmm. He's 18. He's already the most important player in the franchise. He already has an aura about him that has the veterans in that locker room, like understanding that what we've got here is special and we got to take care of it. The Jets have got to find that. They haven't had that. I can't even remember the last time they had that.
And now they've got multiple options to maybe land that. Because as we've seen in the draft, it doesn't always have to be the first or second overall pick.
Man, get me Joe Burrow. What would it take? Give me Joe Burrow.
I could see him wanting out of Cincinnati.
Can he want out of there? Do the Bengals think?
I don't know.
Look at how Flacco's playing with this. Like, why are we paying him all this money when we could just get a journeyman to do the same thing? He's putting up 300, 400 yards a game.
I don't know if Cincinnati would do it. I don't know if Joe Burrow would do it. But the point is, you could be in the conversation if you got the picks to offer. So you don't know unless you try. And you can't try unless you got the pick.
How many's too many?
Well, he does get hurt. But he's still a franchise quarterback that actually had the you-know-what to go into Kansas City and win a playoff game. Josh Allen hasn't been able to do that.
Has he been to a Super Bowl?
Yes.
Does he play big in big games?
He does seem to, yes. Can he win in Kansas City? Yes.
There was a guy that played for the Jets many years ago who got hurt all the time, but when it mattered.
Yeah, and then there's another guy.
He got him there.
With the greatest QB ever who never got hurt, showed up and instantly turned to dust. So I don't know how great I feel about it.
It
scares you a little
twice because Favre and Rodgers.
Well, turn to dust is...
All right. We'll get to more of your phone calls. Rich Cimini is going to join us next. We'll ask him all of these questions and more coming up. Mike Greenberg at 4. Talk about it Tuesday at 4:30. Bart Scott at 5. ENN at 6. Rangers at 6:30. You're all set.
Come on
ESPN New York.
FanDuel is putting you in control right from NBA tip-off because every day to start the season, you get to choose your reward. Take your shot with a profit boost. Play it cool with a no-sweat bet. Or get a little backup with a bet-back token. Maybe you're the bold one always chasing the big parlay for a big payout. Or maybe you're the careful strategist who plays it smart with a no-sweat bet. However you choose to play, make your pick, get in the game, and play it your way. Head to FanDuel.com/K to make your choice. FanDuel is putting you in control right from NBA tip-off because every day to start the season, you get to choose your reward. Take your shot with a profit boost. Play it cool with a no-sweat bet. Or get a little backup with a bet-back token. Head to FanDuel.com/K to make your choice. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever. Roaring engines this year. Hess race cars are here.
The Hess stock car racers are loaded with lights, sounds, and a powerful racing motor. Only at HessToyTruck.com. Free shipping and batteries included.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement. Plus, a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments, or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
YouTube TV customers get the sports you love on ESPN back, including college football, college game day, Monday Night Football, the NBA, college basketball, and more. Act now. Go to keepmynetworks.com to get ESPN back.
Score or win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit sunyempire.edu before the next term begins.
Mary to the net. Score!
The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat.
Barzell for Horvat. Score!
Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Good afternoon. Already pretty messy out there on the roads. Outbound Gowanus, Brooklyn, a crash by 39th, blocking the right lane. Been out there for a while. Tow on the scene. You're jammed on the westbound BQE from the Williamsburg Bridge. Rough ride on the Southern State eastbound in Nassau County. Accident in the left lane by the Meadowbrook. That is you bumper to bumper from Hempstead Avenue. Heading over to the outbound George, definitely your worst ride. Cross Bronx westbound. Not moving much from White Plains Road on through. Inbound George, roadwork on the upper deck. Just about a 5 to 10 minute ride. Outbound Lincoln already about 5 to 10. Outbound Helen 15 to 20. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Well, the PCA can help. It's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
YouTube TV customers, get the sports you love on ESPN back, including college football, college game day, Monday Night Football, NBA, college basketball, and more. Act now. Go to keepmynetworks.com to get ESPN back. Of course, Quinnen Williams goes to Dallas. Sauce Gardner goes to Indianapolis for a couple of first-round picks, and it kind of sorted it all for us is the guy that covers the team for us, and that's the great Cimini. Thanks for joining us here on Hahn and Rosenberg. How are you, man?
a little frazzled today. It's
sure.
Been, one for the ages.
Now, was this why they gave Sauce Gardner a contract, with the thought that if things did go awry, they'd be able to move him and get more for him if he were not under contract?
That's a really interesting question. I think the way they structured that contract was with not so much upfront money, with a lot of rolling guarantees in the subsequent years, which would allow them the flexibility to trade Gardner if they wanted to. Now, I don't think they signed him in June thinking, oh, we might trade this guy a few months later. But the way they structured it gave them that flexibility. And I noticed that at the time of the deal, I'm like, this is interesting. It's like he's really not kicking in these guarantees until the second and third year. And by the way, Garrett Wilson has pretty much the same contract, although they're not going to trade Garrett Wilson. But I think what I was absolutely stunned by it, guys. The Gardner one, floored me. Quinnen, you've been hearing rumblings. That rumbling had been out there for a couple of weeks that something might happen. I actually thought Quinnen would happen in the offseason, but the Gardner one absolutely floored me. Did not see that one coming. And you know what? I spoke to his brother, Alante, who represents him as well, and he was floored. He did not know anything about it until about 12:15 when he got a call from the Jets cap guy telling him that he was traded.
Pretty incredible. Now, what else could still happen here before the deadline's over?
I know there's been a lot of rumors about Breece Hall and Jermaine Johnson. I think the Jets are going to be done right now. So, I mean, look, I didn't expect the Gardner thing to happen, so who the heck knows? But I know there's been rumors about Jermaine Johnson and Hall and, Quincy Williams. But I think if I had to bet, I'd say they're probably done for the day. And, look what they did today. This is going to be remembered as, possibly a transformational day in Jet history. I mean, I can't ever remember them making two trades of this magnitude in the same day and bringing back what they got back. Now they have 2 first-rounders this year, also two twos, and then next year in 27, 3 first-rounders. So it's a total rebuild now, obviously.
Now, I know you got a lot to do here. You only had a couple of seconds, so we do appreciate the time. But just one more before we let you go. You said you don't think Garrett Wilson's going to be done, and no other deals are going to happen. Is that because they just don't think they can get the picks they want, or they want to hold on to these players?
Well, I think they want to hold on to Garrett Wilson. Jermaine Johnson, I do think there have been a lot of conversations going on, and I do think if they got a second-round pick as an offer, I think they might move him too. And it's weird because they told him a couple of weeks ago that they weren't going to move him, but teams kept calling. San Francisco needs edge rushers. Robert Saleh just lost, his rookie edge rusher against the Giants over the weekend. They need edge players. They need a lot of help on defense because of their injury situation. Like Quincy Williams, I thought he'd be the guy who gets traded today. But so I would never say never that they wouldn't trade another player today, but it just, as of about 10 minutes ago, the sense I got was that they would have to be really blown away by an offer for one of those players.
All right, Rich, man, good job, and enjoy the rest of your day. And if another blockbuster happens, maybe we'll have you back on.
Yep, you never know.
All right, thanks a lot. Rich Cimini covers the Jets for us. And maybe it just came down to, guys, is like, wow, look what Indianapolis is offering us, man. We can't say no to this.
Yeah.
I still think it's crazy the Colts did that because I don't think, like, the 49ers just lost an edge pass rusher. If they offer a first-round pick, then maybe you got to make the deal.
Well,
but no, I don't think they would.
They're looking for a second.
Yeah.
If they get a second from the Niners, they'll probably do it. And they're probably, and teams are probably hesitant to give up a second now for him. But, again, like you said, we've seen this in every sport. When you get down to the last minute to the trade deadline, there are teams that reach that moment of truth of, all right, are we going to do this or not? And then they do it. And if you're the Jets, you're going, well, we got to do it because that's the asking price. Let's do it. So there's still a chance to me on Johnson. It is interesting that he said they do not want to trade Garrett Wilson. So out of the whole group, this was Joe Douglas's. These were his kids. Out of the whole group, the one guy that they believe in the most is Garrett Wilson.
And it is interesting because Garrett, good as he is, Garrett, it hasn't been going the right direction with Garrett either. Not all his fault. Obviously, the offense been bad in a lot of ways.
There's nobody to throw to him.
No, it never has.
The guy's had 1,000-yard seasons with some of the worst passing possible.
And I guess
I'm glad to see them stick with him.
And
yeah,
you do want to make whoever the quarterback is going to be, if it's a veteran, if you draft a quarterback, to just sell on the idea you got a world-class wide receiver to throw the football to.
There you go.
And that's probably why.
And they need to find another one.
At the end of the day, it's not worth it. But, when you take a look at the NFC, like the AFC, this is why I think Indianapolis is nuts. Because at the end of the day, you still got to get through Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
I still think you're still going to have to get through Buffalo. I still think Baltimore's going to be heard from. But even if not, you saw Buffalo, Kansas City, 425 on Sunday. Those are the two best teams in the AFC, right? Who's the best in the NFC? Like, if I'm the 49ers and I just lost somebody, why can't it be me? I mean, Philadelphia, I guess right now is the favorite because they're the defending Super Bowl champions. But, the Lions just, got, manhandled by Minnesota. Like, no offense, Washington just lost their quarterback. Like,
it's done.
The NFC is so wide open. If I'm San Francisco, I'm not giving up a second-round pick for Johnson.
No. That's why
I still think that could happen.
And by the way, as Rich pointed out, the defensive coordinator knows Jermaine Johnson as well as anybody. He coached him. Robert Saleh. Think about that.
Saleh's probably going nuts right now.
So he might be saying, like, no, this guy's because remember, Saleh used to rave about Jermaine Johnson, and he really started to jump off the page in the last 2 years. So who's to say that he's not banging on the door and saying, no, we need to do this. Second round pick, be damned. This guy could be a difference maker for us.
Yeah, so there's a lot that can still happen over the next half hour or so.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the update there. We'll hear from Greeny coming up at 4 o'clock, Bart Scott at 5. But we really want to hear from you. A lot of Jet fans taken aback by this. So let's hear from you. 1-800-919-3776. Dave's in the car. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Dave?
What's up, guys? Here's my thought on this. I understand there's the business aspect of it, and the fans have to suffer through that. But the biggest thing that's troubling me with these deals is that the brain trust of the Jets organization. If you told me the Jets had 5 number 1 picks right now, I still wouldn't be excited.
Right.
Not because the draft may not be so strong. It's because of the historical, situational, methodical, or inferiority or inability for them to not just draft a player. The Steelers draft players and grow them.
Then, Dave, you got to give up, man.
The Jets have not.
Then give up because they just brought in a new general manager. What are you going to do? Eventually, you hope you get the right people to make it right. But if you're telling me the Jets are never going to get it right, why do you root for them? Give up.
Okay, so here's the thing. They're giving up such high-quality players.
But for what? You've had them. You've done nothing with them.
I'm talking about you're talking about the defensive lineman that they just let go to the Cowboys? Isn't a high-quality player who doesn't bring his lunchbox to work every day? That guy's a headhunter out there.
I understand that, but you've had him for how long, and you've done nothing? You've had Sauce for how long? You've done nothing. All I keep hearing about, Dave, is this defense is going to rival the 85 Bears.
Never happened.
And it never happened. So at what point do you just say it's not going to happen?
At best, it rivaled a nice defense. That's what it was.
Nice defense.
At its best,
they didn't win games.
No, at its best, no, not enough to win games. Not an iconic defense that can win you games, like because you're giving up 3 points a week. A good defense.
Well, but let me ask.
After Rodgers got hurt, they were an elite defense. The year before, they were. But
they never spent a season as a Ravens or a Bears.
Well, no,
never happened
because their offense was so god awful. But they were an elite defense the year before when they had terrible quarterback play. Rodgers comes in, he gets hurt. They were good early in that season, and then injuries and everything else fell apart. Last year at the start of the season, they were not terrible. They fired Saleh, and then all hell broke.
And that was a mess.
And they haven't been the same since.
But if you are going to get first-round picks, you don't get first-round picks trading average players.
Of course not.
Done players, injured players. You got to give up quality players.
Yes.
But you've had these quality players. And by the way, Williams is only going to be under contract for 2 more years. Are you winning in the next 2 years?
Well, Quinnen was going to be looking for an extension, and
they weren't going to give it to him.
Right.
And Sauce, they were going to be giving him more money down the road for what?
Yep. No, they were never going to get 2 firsts for him ever. So that was an easy sell.
Now Garrett maybe can be somebody when they turn the corner that will be helpful.
You hope.
And so that's why they hold on to him. But guys, you got to give to get. And these are decisions that had to happen. You've had these players. I turned it on the Giants side. All right, they've had Burns. They've had Thibodeau. What does it all mean? All right, Carter just got here, so you wait on that. But they can't stop. They can't stop a nosebleed. The 49ers had 2 touchdown drives, threw the ball once. They just drove it right down their throat, punked them. But there's talent there. But what good's the talent if you don't win with the talent? I understand you're taking a risk. We don't know what these picks are going to be. But to the caller's point, but the Jets always screwed up. Then give up, man. Take a knee. If they're never going to get it right, then quit. Then you're being a moron, right? Why you continue to invest in the team? At some point, they might bring in somebody. Maybe Mougey's the guy. Maybe. You got to find out. And the only way to find out is to have the picks to screw them up in the first place. Let's go to Vinny on Staten Island. You're on ESPN.
Vinny? Thank God they got this defense was never even close to elite. They had a break. How are you watching the games? Quinnen Williams hasn't done nothing in 2 years. Sauce is always hurt and always getting beat. They had to get rid of these guys, and what they got for these guys is remarkable. That they got 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick. Quinnen Williams is a statue. He gets manhandled. Sauce gets beat constantly. Okay. Now, what you got to hope if you're a Jet fan is they go 1-16 so they can get rid of Aaron Glenn, because it's never going to work unless you get a real head coach. That's the bottom line with the whole thing.
Vinny, real quick. Vinny, real quick. I was watching games. I told you I checked out this year. They were number 4, number 3, and number 3 in defensive yards in the previous 3 seasons.
What does that all mean? Teams are going right through them. Teams are going. You watching the games?
No.
Teams are blowing right through them.
Are you going to ask me that again? Are you watching the? You asked me that once before. I told you this year, no. And
I don't want to hear. I don't
you
want
are
to hear
right.
numbers. I don't want to hear numbers.
Well,
numbers
I'm sorry. You don't want to hear facts. They were good. They were a good defense. The leadership screwed the whole thing up at the very top. Firing the coach. They had terrible quarterback play, so they were giving up points. They were out there for way more times than they needed to be because their offense could never get past a third down. And so they were on the field constantly. You're right about Quinnen Williams in the last year. He looks like he mentally checked out. He's like done with this place. You could see it on his face. But
he ate his way out of the buffet.
Okay. All right.
Well, you just, I mean, listen, you now just want
to. The thing is that you want to argue the quality. We were all on the same page. It was the right thing to do.
Nobody's saying it's not the right thing to do. Nobody's saying that. But don't tell me that there wasn't a moment a couple of years ago where that defense was playing at a high level with Robert Saleh.
But
they were playing at a high level. The problem was the quarterback play was so god-awful. They were constantly on the field that by the fourth quarter, they were all gassed. They were exhausted.
And that regime screwed it up.
Yes,
and that
they got a
regime
bad
is now
quarterback.
gone. And now the new regime comes in and says, you know what? Now it's my turn.
I like this notion that Quinnen Williams was garbage. That Sauce Gardner was garbage.
No.
They didn't get rid of garbage players.
And they wouldn't have
moved on from guys that they aren't going to continue to pay, that they needed to get assets for them. They were worth more in the market than they were on the roster. You wanted cap space. You wanted draft picks.
Hey.
Why? So you could rebuild the team in your own image.
When we were talking about it earlier, when Gary Myers had Jerry Jones on, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, he said that when they were shopping Parsons, they talked to the Jets. They wanted Williams. So teams wanted him.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry, he was all-pro and 3-time Pro
Right.
Bowl. He's not trash.
But both could be true, all right? That he's a good player, but you had to move.
Yes.
So
no, again, he's worth
don't have to
more
dance
to
on
you.
his grave.
He's worth more to you in the market.
Right.
Sauce, when somebody's coming with 2 firsts,
no.
Yeah, no.
2 firsts.
You got to do it.
My God, 2 firsts?
You got to do it.
Who are you not trading for 2 firsts?
Let's not pretend
That's a great point.
like these players were trash.
But whatever. They're now somebody else's treasure. And
by the way, and they will be probably. The proof will be in the pudding next year. I guarantee. I could see Sauce Gardner being quite good.
That's what I'm saying is, what does this? This is great now. You're tearing it up. This is what you're supposed to do. What do you do with this now? This is the currency of hope.
Yeah,
the draft picks in the cap space. It's hope. It's nothing more than that right now until you do something with it.
Well, they've created the opportunity. 1-800-919-3776. More calls to get to. Mike Greenberg coming up at 4. Bart Scott at 5. Don Hahn and Rosenberg till 6:30. Then it's Rangers hockey on ESPN New York.
Hey, bro. Weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me."
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Looking for the best internet deal? It's just a fast phone call away. Only Optimum Fiber Internet delivers the fastest and most reliable fiber internet starting at just $25 a month. That's right. Lightning fast fiber internet at a price that won't slow you down. Call 888-4OPTIMUM today to lock in your offer in just a few minutes and see how you can also get the Disney Plus Hulu bundle and an unlimited mobile line on us. Don't take slow for an answer. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Terms apply.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for
car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
There he goes to the 20, 10, 5. That's a Jet touchdown. That's a Jet touchdown.
Jets fans, be there at MetLife Stadium to see the New York Jets take on the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, November 9th at 1 p.m., presented by Verizon. Don't miss your chance to experience the excitement of game day at MetLife Stadium and cheer on your Jets. Lock in your seats at nyjets.com/tickets and get ready to clear the runway.
Harry Douglas here. Look, being a man doesn't mean skipping self-care. Manscaped makes it easy to feel confident, clean, and ready for anything. Whether you're at work, hitting the gym, traveling for business, or heading for a night out. The Lawnmower Trimmer gives you precision, the Beard Hedger keeps your look tight, and their grooming essentials smell incredible. Manscaped's tools are built to perform, helping you stay sharp, smooth, and feeling your best every single day. Because real confidence starts with a clean cut and the right gear. Get all the Manscaped products you need right now at your local Target.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check Kirk Herbstreit's pregame analysis first, before talking to your brother-in-law.
In this game, the key thing to watch will be the offensive line versus their front seven. If they can get pressure without blitzing, this could be a long night.
Okay, Kirk. I know stuff. Ooh, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Your fantasy roster is set. The Smack Talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Build monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever. Roaring engines this year. Hess race cars are here.
The Hess stock car racers are loaded with lights, sounds, and a powerful racing motor. Only at HessToyTruck.com. Free shipping and batteries included.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, fellas.
All right. Yeah.
It's time.
I like when he holds it.
I agree with Peter. It does sound like it's getting longer.
It's weird. It's odd.
The Rangers host the Hurricanes with coverage immediately following us right here on 880 at 6:30. The Islanders play the Bruins out on the island at 7. And coverage of Texas Duke men's basketball could be heard
like you dream about
on 1050 starting at 8. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. I got to be honest with you. I got caught like surprised about college basketball. Like that it started.
I know.
So
it's insane.
We stayed over in Anaheim after the game on Sunday and then flew home yesterday. That's why I took the day off.
Mm-hmm.
So when we landed about, 6:40 in Newark, then we took the bus to the arena, and that's where my car was. Just as all the Seton Hall fans were going in to the Rock. So I had to kind of exit the parking structure as all the fans were going back in. I'm like, Seton Hall basketball already? I'm like, yeah.
St. John's
we're
played, right?
November. St. John's played.
St. John's just played.
I think Rutgers has a game tonight.
QPAC, you know how I feel.
Oh, that's
QPAC's
right.
playing.
That was big. QPAC and
Quinnipiac.
Syracuse?
Yeah, we shortened it to QPAC.
We decided to call him QPAC.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Oh, I mean, QPAC
St. John's.
In St. John's.
Yeah.
I was locked in yesterday. You kidding me? I listened on the app.
How did Carmelo's son do? How did Cayenne do? Did he have a good 15 off the bench? I
Wow.
like it. Good
That's
for
not
him.
bad.
There
Not
you
bad
go.
for a
Atta boy.
debut in college basketball.
Really?
Oh, isn't there something with St. John's and us brewing? Did I not read? When
Yeah,
I
no,
was
it's
on
on.
the road?
The game was on.
I believe
our
we
app.
have the broadcast.
Yeah, I thought
that's a
like
thing.
you dream about.
It's a thing.
You throw the record books out.
I'm sorry, they're only the number 5 team in the country.
I'm just saying that we should make a big deal out of that.
I should.
Stumbled upon it. I mean, listen, I am the longest tenured member of ESPN. I should have gotten a heads up. I shouldn't find out from Andrew Marchand. Nobody let me know.
That's a bad
No
look.
one ran that by you?
No. When you say run it by, I'm not approving
Donnie,
it. I'm just saying, hey, Don,
told you.
good
Donnie,
news.
Donnie, is it okay? We're going to have St.
No,
John's on. Is that all right?
I'm not asking if it's okay. Of course it's okay.
That's what it sounds like.
Man, why
Run
not?
it by me?
Carlin's on the fan with Rutgers. We'll bring Brandon over here to ESPN. Why not?
We
We're
love
all
BT.
living. We're all living together. Love American style sports
Dogs
version.
and cats living together.
But no, I'm not saying I had to approve it. But you can't let me know. Shoot me a little heads up. I got to find out like everybody else.
I think it was in our
I'm a little insulted. I'm insulted a little bit.
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 Little bit. All right, now to the task at hand.
Don, do you
That's
watch
one
the
of Jeff's.
games? Do you
What?
watch the games?
You know what?
Do you watch the
Are
games?
you watching? I watch what I can.
Do you watch the games?
You do the best you can this weekend.
I love this. I love that. Do you watch the games? No. I don't know.
I'm going to be able to tell my grandkids that I got to watch parts of Game 7 on the Jumbotron at Crypto.com Arena while calling a Devils Kings game. That's kind of a strange way to consume Game 7.
You'll never forget that.
Oh, well, we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Yeah,
But,
you need to get to that.
but David and Elizabeth's angry.
Uh-oh.
David, what's the matter? What can we do for you?
You gentlemen, I'm going to need you as therapy. So check this out. Tomorrow's my birthday, right? And the
Happy
Jets gave me
birthday.
Fred-
What are
No,
you,
appreciate
28
it,
years
gentlemen.
old? How old are you?
I turn the big 3-9 tomorrow.
Man.
Yeah. So the Jets gave me a birthday present that just keeps revolving. Bad decisions. Now, look, I get it. I'm with you, Don. You're right. You have to move on from what we have to see if we have a better future. And I'm all for that. I'm just irate because it's like, man, Quinnen gone, Sauce gone, and it's like the team hasn't been playing well, and like we've been doing like losses for years. Like it's just so hurtful, bro. Like when does it end? It's like a revolving door.
Well, you hope this is
Like,
it, man.
Yeah, I hope so. And like I was just telling one of my Jet buddies, like, bro, it's a copycat league. Like, how hard is it to copy on the test? All I got to do is stand over you. Yo, I'll copy so good, I'll put his name on the test when they be like, hey, Mr. Osina, it says Darryl Smith up here. That's how good that you can copy off people. Why can't you get it right? It's hurtful, gentlemen. I hope they get it right.
Listen, David, you're only 39 years old. I'm 57. Alan's, 54. Peter's even been on this earth longer than you. And we saw a lot of teams all of a sudden get it right. They were wearing bags on their heads all those years in New Orleans, and eventually they got it right. Patriots eventually got it right. You know, remember there was a time like Golden State Warriors. Where is Golden State?
What does that even mean, Golden State?
And now they're perennial winner. Eventually, you get it right. I will admit, Jet fans have waited much longer than a lot of other franchises. But maybe this is the day they get it right. But if you're just going to be like, they always get it wrong, then I'll ask again, why do you even bother anymore? If you know it's going to go bad, then why are you self-mutilating yourself, right? Why do you continue to put the cigarette out in your palm every football season? Pull the plug, dude. It's over.
Well, if you
got to believe in something.
But if you're a pessimist, it sets you up to prepare for the inevitable failure. Like that's the life
you
of
enjoy
a Jets.
it, 'cause you're in love with your own sadness.
It's the love. It's the life of a Jets fan.
That's
all it is. It's because you're preparing yourself for what you know is the inevitable failure.
You know
It's
what's
coming.
weird?
The Brothers McMullen.
That's not a bad
That's the
movie.
line from the movie.
You know what's weird too, by the way? I hit this moment. I have to book my San Diego plans for Survivor Series weekend, which is weekend after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And for the last, forever, I always think about, well, what time are the Commanders playing? And is it crazy that with Jaden out for the year and Mino, I'm like, I don't care when they play. I'll follow. But during their worst era, I was still I was even more locked in. Whereas now I kind of believe in them again, so I'm like, I don't need to watch crap games that don't matter. I'll follow along with. I'm not going to change my. Well, guess what? They're back on Sunday Night Football. Doesn't matter. I'll be forced to watch it. But either way, I wasn't going to not take a good flight.
Can we go to Thursday yet? Because that's
what's Thursday?
Because that guy.
Oh, that guy Thursday.
Because you're at a point now where you should be watching, even without him. Because now you need to watch the whole team, everybody.
But they're bad. They did not do things right this offseason.
I understand.
And they're paying the price for it.
This is why. Because now you got the guy. You got the guy.
He's still believe it. I believe he'll be back in fine.
Okay. So when you have that piece, you should be even more critical of your team. It's different now. Because now you have a reason to believe. Now you start looking at Dan Quinn going, are you really hit?
Well, his seat. Right? You ever seen a seat get warmer overnight?
Well, but this is what makes it different. You shouldn't be backing off. No. You should be turning it up.
I should be stepping up. And by the way, and for the record, the last time I turned off a game, our quarterback got smoked on the field, so now I can never turn a game off again. That was my first time in years.
Don't you dare!
Since we've doing all this therapy for Jets, does BetterHelp have like a Jet font? Like
just like
JetterHelp
for Jet fans.
A JetterHelp.
A JetterHelp.
A JetterHelp.
Oh, I love
Is there a
this idea.
JetterHelp? Like it's just something. Just recommend that because you've got an in.
That's a great point.
For Jet fans, just to go directly to talk to like somebody like me. Kind of just talk them off the ledge or something. You know?
Well, you know
would you talk them off the ledge?
Since we're talking about all this, can I please talk to you guys about BetterHelp? Because this November, BetterHelp or JetterHelp, depending on if I can make it happen or not,
great idea.
Is encouraging everyone to reach out. You can check in on friends, reconnect with loved ones, whatever you need to make sure you're doing all right, and so is everybody else. Now, for me, when it comes to therapy, you know how I feel about it. It is so useful in so many ways. And BetterHelp therapists work with a strict code of conduct. They're officially licensed in the U.S., and they do a great job matching you up with the therapist you need to reach your goals. They have an industry-leading match fulfillment rate, which means they line you up with the right people. And if you're not happy with their match, they switch you to different therapists at any time from their tailored recommendations. Now, with over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is one of the world's largest online therapy platforms, having served 5 million people globally, and it works, all right? An average rating of 4.9 out of 5. You know what I'm trying to tell you. They do a great job. So this month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners also get 10% off their first month. Call pound 250, say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250. And you guys realize I have an earpiece in, which means my left ear is completely open. So when I was doing the commercial and you guys turn your mics off and you're whispering to each other, no one can hear it. But I'm doing the commercial while just hearing.
Like you're a professional.
There was something.
No, this is show schedule stuff.
No, I know.
We weren't
but
talking
you
about
go, what's going on? What's?
Well, we'll tell you.
And I need help.
We'll tell you during the break.
All right.
But you're a professional. You just
you saw it. No,
you fought through.
There wasn't a hiccup.
No,
there wasn't
not one.
Nope.
And there'll be no hiccups coming up next because the great Mike Greenberg will be joining us here on Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
FanDuel is putting you in control right from NBA tip-off because every day to start the season, you get to choose your reward. Take your shot with Profit Boost, play it cool with a no-sweat bet, or get a little backup with a bet-back token. Now, I like a no-sweat bet. Take the risk, If you get it back, boom, you can bet the next day and try it again. You always get that opportunity with a no-sweat bet. That's how I do, but you can make your pick. Get in the game and play it your way. FanDuel is putting you in control right from NBA tip-off, because every day to start the season, you get to choose your reward. Take your shot with a profit boost, play it cool with a no-sweat bet, or get a little backup with a bet-back token. Head over to FanDuel.com/Peter to make your choice. 21 and over and physically present in New York, opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with the gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Caffeine doesn't have to be bitter or boring anymore. 5-Hour Energy shots are bringing the flavor and the energy. One of my personal favorites, Strawberry Banana, is giving smoothie vibes in a compact caffeinated shot. Whether you like your energy sour, fruity, or tropical, with 17 flavors, there's something for you. And yeah, it's got as much caffeine as a 12-ounce coffee, but zero sugar and no crash. Big flavor, tiny bottle, tasty caffeine done right. You can grab yours in-store or hit up 5hourenergy.com or order on Amazon today.
You're standing inside a secret prison. It houses the Nazi high command.
I'm going to put Herman Goering on trial.
Sony Pictures Classics presents Nuremberg, starring Academy Award winner Russell Crowe, Academy Award winner Rami Malek, and Academy Award nominee Michael Shannon.
Do you plead guilty or not guilty? Nichts schuldig. Order! Order!
Nuremberg opens only in theaters everywhere November 7th.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
.402 in the big city, Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Big Jet Day. And if you're going to have a big Jet Day, have one of their biggest fans and one of our favorite people, Mike Greenberg, is going to join us here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How are you, man?
I've been kind of running around and busy today. Did I miss anything? Anything going on?
Well, I mean, just
not that you'd care about.
Humongous deals.
What Rich Cimini called potentially a transformational day in Jets history. End quote. Would you agree with that, Greeny?
Of course it is. And I have extraordinarily mixed feelings. Now, I have been, like everyone else, just frantically refreshing my Twitter app for the last few minutes. They did not trade Brees or Jermaine, right?
No, and Rich said he didn't think they were going anywhere.
Yeah,
so finish that thought, Alan. I'm curious to hear, because I that seems to be the last, or those seem to be the last pieces that could potentially have gone here.
Yeah, it was that they were looking for a second for Jermaine, and that the 49ers might have been a team that would have done it, obviously with Saleh there as the DC. And with Brees, they were looking for a third, so it didn't look like anybody was willing to pay that price.
Yeah, they'll get a compensatory pick of some kind for Brees Hall if he leaves this offseason. Probably not as good as what they would have got now if they wind up signing any free agent. So here are my thoughts, and I've just been sitting here like everybody else watching what everyone is saying, and I have mixed feelings. The positive ones are basically stem from the fact that at 1-7, this is the right thing to do. What's the point of having a $100 million cornerback on a terrible team? What's the point of having Quinnen Williams in his 7th season on a team that isn't looking like it's going to do any significant winning anytime in the near future? And I think what they got for both of those players is more than I expected. I had heard people speculating maybe they would get a 2 for Quinnen Williams. They got a 1. Maybe they would get a 1 for Sauce Gardner. They got 2 1s plus A.D. Mitchell, who I must say I loved coming out in the draft. Now, obviously, he has not done a lot in Indianapolis, but he was a very, very good college player, and I think has some potential. Either way, I think they did well with the trades that they made. So those are the positive feelings to have today. I think the negative feelings to have today are this was a team that just did this not long ago, and I believe and will always believe, put together a very talented young roster, a young core of players that should have accomplished so much more. And it is one of the great indictments on leadership that I have ever seen, that they are forced to break this group up before it has before it is able to accomplish anything. When you look at the draft they had a couple of years ago, and you throw in Quinnen Williams and you throw in a few others. I mean, this is a team that Aaron Rodgers, say what you will about him, identified, handpicked as the place he thought was a quarterback away from winning a championship. And frankly, many of us, myself included, didn't think he was crazy for thinking that. These were very talented players, so much young talent on this team that has just been completely wasted. And so now just sort of reshuffled again, and we'll sit here and we'll wait and we'll see if they make good picks and what they're doing in 2027. I have absolutely no confidence that they have the right coach in place to guide and mold whatever this team becomes in the next 2 years. So those are the negative feelings that I have. I have a feeling, like most fans probably, of enormous frustration that, just to sort of finish this thought, and I think I said this to you guys when I was in studio a few weeks ago, the Jets aren't the worst team in the NFL. They just play like it, or at least they weren't as of this morning. They had too many good players to be as bad as they've been, and that is an overwhelming indictment on their leadership.
Well, listen, I think you have respect for me, so maybe this will make you feel better. As a Giant fan, I'm envious of you right now because you've got a new regime. You're right. You might not have the coach. We're going to find out. But if this was being done by Joe Douglas, I could understand your apprehension because a lot of negative had happened. It's the old regime wasting the talent, then trying to replace it. This is what new regimes do. And you're not getting these picks unless you give up talented players. But they were talented players that weren't doing anything for you. And the reason I'm envious of you, Mike, is because I look at the Giants and I see talent there, but I see the same regime, which they're actually contemplating bringing back and maybe extending during the offseason to what? To double down to just start 7-2 again for the next 2 years in a row? Like, so you're given a fresh start with a fresh general manager. I understand there's apprehension because the Jets never seem to get it right. But eventually it's decisions like this, Mike, where organizations finally do turn it around. And maybe this is day one of what's going to be the beginning of a new era of Jets football.
That's 100% right. You just have to hope. That's all we have is hope. As Jet fans, we have nothing to do but hope.
But it's not blind
hope.
hope,
Finally, the time.
It would be blind hope if it was Joe Douglas doing this. I don't think it's completely blind hope here.
Here's what I think the Giants have that the Jets don't have. The Giants have two things the Jets don't have. The overwhelming one is Jackson Dart. I would trade every pick the Jets got today for Jackson Dart.
Wow.
So that's, some facsimile thereof. You know what I mean? I would much rather have Jackson Dart than have traded for all of these draft picks. So that's first. Second, the Giants have the unknown. I will be surprised if Brian Daboll is their coach next year. Now, you follow it minute to minute more closely than I do, Don. I believe they will have a new coach next year. And I would rather have uncertainty at coach. I would rather be waiting to find out who my next coach is going to be than have the coach right now I think the Jets have. I have gotten nothing but a terrible feeling since this season began watching Aaron Glenn coach. And that makes me sad to say that, because I am inclined to root for him, not only because he's the coach of the Jets, but because he played for the Jets and was a terrific player for the Jets. And from everyone I know who knows him, everybody loves him. But I've been, to put it mildly, underwhelmed with what I've seen. So I think the Giants have the quarterback in place who looks like he has a chance, I think, to be really good. And I think there is the possibility that they go out and they get themselves the next great coach or some great coach or some new coach. So right now, if you ask me, would I trade places with the Giant fan? The answer is yes, I would. I would rather be the Giants right now in their future situation.
But in order to get to where the Giants are, and you need that quarterback, you're going to need picks. You're going to need ways in order to be able to get that, whether it's a veteran or whether it's getting the picks to move up to get them in the draft. That's what you need to do to get there.
That's correct. And so they did that today. Yes, I have no quarrel with what they did today. Being where we were when we woke up this morning, this was exactly the right day for the Jets to have. And to that point, I host this First Draft podcast with Mel and Field every week. So I'm as acutely up to date on the quarterbacks who may and may not be in this draft class as you can possibly be. The three names that I think you're going to be hearing a lot are going to be Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza, and Ty Simpson. And in Mel Kiper's opinion right now, Mendoza has no more college eligibility left. Simpson and Moore do. Mel thinks both of them should go back to school. Neither one of them will have had, I think Moore will have had 17 or 18 starts by the end of this season. Simpson is just a one-year starter. That's generally a sign of disaster. You need more starts than that. So it comes down to Mendoza. He may be the only real blue chip, whatever the word I'm looking for is, legitimate number one pick in this draft. And I think there's a real chance the Titans are the worst team in the league and wind up with that number one pick. They have their quarterback, I assume, of the future in Cam Ward. So they'll probably be willing to trade that. So, yes, what the Jets got today, hopefully, is the ammunition to move up from number 3 or 4, wherever it is we wind up picking, package that together with one of these picks and move up to number 1. And you take Mendoza or whichever quarterback you identify, and you hope. If you told me right now, and I would love to be wrong, but if you told me right now I could either have whoever that person is or Jackson Dart, I would take Jackson Dart.
Wow, you are that high on Jackson Dart, huh?
Are you not? I think he looks, I think he's terrific. I think under extremely adverse circumstances, he has performed extremely well. His best receiver got knocked out immediately. His running mate and buddy is out now. It's a team that has a lot of holes, obviously, and I think he's got spunk and he's got spirit and he's got all kinds of talent. I think he is exactly what successful quarterbacks in the 2020s are, with his size and his athleticism. I am very high on Jackson Dart.
I guess I'm one notch behind you. I think he seems very good. I think it's going to be a tough year here because the Giants now have kind of found their place being whatever. And I think it's going to be a bit of a slog over the last couple of months of his rookie year. But I do think he seems to be on paper, and what we can see from him, fantastic. Also, Greeny, I wouldn't give up on the Jets being absolutely the worst team in the league and getting that number one pick overall. So let me ask you, if it was any of the three guys that you just mentioned, even if Mendoza's the most likely, do you view any of them as a potentially franchise-changing quarterback that you would absolutely be psyched if the Jets were able to get?
Yes, Dante Moore, but you can't play him immediately. You cannot do the thing that these teams, including the Jets, always do. They drafted Sam Darnold, and they had veterans in the building, including Teddy Bridgewater, and they chose to start the kid week 1, and that was an enormous mistake. And they did the same thing with Zach Wilson, only worse. They had absolutely no one there to guide or mentor him at all. So that was a disaster. So, yes, do the thing. If you're going to be patient, if we've just traded for, we have 3 first-round picks in 2027. So if you're going to do that thing, if Dante Moore comes out, take him and get a veteran. I don't care what veteran it is. Get whatever the next iteration of Andy Dalton is and commit to playing that guy. Commit to that guy being your quarterback no matter how bad it gets and no matter how much the fans boo and no matter how much people chant, we want more or whatever it is. That kid is 20 years old right now. You bring him to New York and you stick him out there, you are absolutely going to do to him what you did to Darnold and what you did to Wilson and what has happened to all of these guys. So if you're asking me what I would like, Dante Moore has got all of the tools that you could ever possibly want. But he's a 20-year-old kid. Under no circumstances should he be the starting quarterback for the New York Jets or any NFL team week 1 next season. So that would be what I would like. I would like to see, if Moore comes out, I would like to see the Jets draft him and then bring in whatever veteran you want to be the bridge quarterback and commit to sticking with that no matter what happens.
Well, I got 2 things for you. First one is, it's obviously Joe Flacco. That would be like, that's a 1-year kind of guy. Look at the way he's playing.
By the way, it's Allen's dream.
He's still got it. But the second thing is that your whole mentality, this is your motto, is less is more. You draft him and you say, you don't want to see him. The less you see him, the better. Dante Moore, less is more. But I also want to dream, Greeny, because I look at draft picks and cap space, and they have, by the way, they're at $117 million in cap space after these moves. I am looking at this and saying, this is the currency of hope. This is what you hope now. You have things that can buy you a dream. But I want to dream big. Like, instead of drafting a quarterback in drafts that don't seem to have the next franchise changer, can you find somebody like other teams have gone, like Baker Mayfield, what he's turned into in Tampa, what the Jets did have, what he's turned into in Seattle, what we saw in Minnesota. I won't say Daniel Jones yet, but we're seeing it around the league. Is there someone? What did Detroit do they traded Stafford, but they got back Jared Goff, they wanted to jettison him from L.A., and they said, no, there's still value there. There's still a player who can play there. Is there a name? Now, I got a name that I'm dreaming about that I think is a long shot, but it's a dream. And do you have anybody in mind that if you could go shopping with all that money and a team may think about moving on from somebody because for them, it's the timeline's not right anymore, or that quarterback may want out of there. You got anybody in mind if you want to dream?
I'm trying to, in my head, figure out who you're thinking of. Are you thinking of Joe Burrow?
I am.
Okay, yeah. I mean, here's the concern you have with Burrow. Yes, would I do that in the blink of an eye?
Right.
I mean, that would be a miracle.
You have all the assets to do it.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, look, Joe Burrow has had 3 really bad injuries.
Yep.
In his career. He has been very poorly protected. Frankly, right now, the Jets would be the best offensive line he's ever played behind. The Cincinnati Bengals have gotten him killed. I mean, have gotten him beat to shreds. And I can see where his frustration would be. And that team is obviously like a cauldron waiting to explode for a variety of reasons. You saw all the nonsense that happened last week after the Chicago game. And so, look, if they could find a way to make that happen, Burrow seems like, candidly, Burrow seems like the kind of young person, I don't know him personally, who would love the idea of coming to New York. Now, the bad side of this is that I don't think anyone right now, let's just be honest, is excited about the idea of coming to play for the Jets off Woody Johnson. And I don't think anyone is excited about the idea of coming to play for Aaron Glenn. And that goes back to what I was saying before to Don about the Giants. If the Jets were to hire, just throwing names out there now, even Cliff Kingsbury or, Clint Kubiak, who is the next one in the line of all of these, the Sean McVay, coaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
If the Jets had one of those guys, if they had some offensive mastermind that everybody had high regard for, I mean, that's who Zach Taylor is. He was from the McVay group. Then I could see Burrow being interested. But in all honesty, Alan, I mean, look, I love you and I love him, and I would love to see it happen. But if you're Joe Burrow, why the actual heck would you say, yeah, I think I'll go to the Jets next year?
Yeah.
Like, that does not strike me as it would make any sense at all.
You know, it's funny. I'm trying to convince these guys of that. When we talk about the Jets and the hope and all that stuff, I keep saying that you guys are missing the point. Is like, this is not a destination like most other teams would be. And when you bring up Aaron Glenn, it makes me think that New England went through this with Gerard Mayo, right? There was a guy who was there. He played for them. It was his first opportunity to coach, and he was clearly over his head. And they got out of it quick, but they had another guy who had blood in the ground, which is Mike Vrabel, who was a perfect fit. And I mean, it's working out famously now up there in New England, as if they ever get it right all the time. And I'm looking around and say, well, who would be that guy for the Jets when it comes to coaching? They need to bring in, I don't know if Woody Johnson would ever do it, bring in somebody with actually a resume who's coached before. He always wants to try to find the next coordinator who's going to be, the next hot guy that turns into the coach, when the problem is it's also because you probably don't want to pay him a lot of money. But go out and get the Pete Carroll. Go out and get somebody with a resume who at least can get you back on track, the Tom Thibodeau of the NFL. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he'll ever do it.
I completely agree with you. I don't know why anyone would disagree with you. Look, Woody Johnson, we just have to be honest here, right? We just have to say what the truth of it is. The Woody Johnson's where the problems begin.
Thank you.
There's no other way to say it. There's no point in trying to pretend it is otherwise. Now, there are other bad owners, and every once in a while, bad owners wind up making good hires, and it still can't work out. So Woody Johnson's presence doesn't mean the Jets have no chance, but it does mean you are starting from a position of weakness. You are not starting you're in a franchise that right now, the Jets' reputation, there is not a young player in the National Football League who is old enough to remember the last time the Jets played in a playoff game. And the last time the Jets played in a playoff game, my son was 9. He just graduated from college. So, I mean, there's the Jets' history right now, their short-term history, which is all that matters in sports these days, is as bad as that of any franchise in any sport. So you're going to have a hard time convincing people with options to come here. So what I think you have to do is you have to catch lightning in a bottle. You have to guess on someone like Dan Campbell and be right. You have to draft somebody and for the first time in a long time get it right. I do know that the offensive coordinator the Jets have, Tanner Engstrom, is very highly thought of. I know people who think he's really good. Now, we haven't seen a whole lot of reason to be excited, or practically any reason to be excited about it, through 8 games. But I'm not sure they don't have a good offensive mind there. They just need the right pieces. Obviously, for the remainder of this season, they have almost no pieces, and so we'll see what happens. But I have a reasonable feeling that he might be a good coach. So I think you're going to, Alan, as much as I would love to do what you're talking about doing, I don't know how realistic that is. I think their best bet is to draft somebody and finally get it right.
All right, one last one for me. Diana Rossini just tweeted out, AFC East teams reached out to the Jets about potential deals, but New York was reluctant to trade with division rivals, sources say. So would you be okay that maybe you could have gotten a second-round pick with Johnson but didn't want to make the Patriots or the Bills better? Are you cool with maybe leaving something on the table?
I'm not cool with that. I am not at all cool with that. What the hell difference does it make whether it's Buffalo or New England or Miami? Obviously, there would be no reason for Miami to be trading for our players right now. But what difference does it make? You get the best piece you possibly can. I've never understood that at all. The New York Jets are saying to us, so with their actions, the Jets are telling us as the media and they're telling us as fans of the team, we're going to be bad for a while. We accept that we are a year away from being a year away. That's what today was, and that's fine. We have no choice but to accept that. Under the circumstances, it was the right thing to do. So what the hell difference does it make if Jermaine Johnson goes to Buffalo and they win a championship, or if Breece Hall goes to New England and they win the championship? It makes no difference. If they could have gotten a second-round pick for Jermaine Johnson or a third-round pick for Breece Hall, they should have done it regardless of where they were trading them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Quick one on the way out, just because I always love getting your thoughts on major sports moments because you're such a quintessential fan. Where did you rank Saturday night with just all-time sporting events? You have no dog in the fight, and you just sit back and are mesmerized. Where do you put that World Series Game 7?
I thought all of it was magnificent. I mean, I thought, the 18-inning game really set the tone. Like the first 2 games of the World Series, you thought to yourself, okay, we've got a good series with 2 really good teams. And then the third game came along, and that obviously was the stuff of legend. And it set in motion the series of events that gave baseball, I think, in the big picture, about as good a week as it's had in a really long time, taking the teams and all the rest of it out of it. And clearly, the Dodgers are as big a team as the sport has, basically, and Ohtani is by far the biggest star the sport has. So I thought it was an absolutely magnificent week for the sport from top to bottom. Saturday night was one of the best nights. To your point, that was a night, even if you had no horse in the race, that it was hard to breathe at times. Mm-hmm. And you don't get that in the baseball postseason all the time. That's usually something you get, Don, to put it in your wheelhouse. The whole night felt like overtime hockey in a playoff game.
Yep.
You're just waiting
totally
for something that, any minute now, the whole thing is going to just explode. So it was a magnificent week for baseball, and I'm thrilled for it. I think baseball has done a lot of things right. They are easy to criticize. They've become an easy target in the big picture, but I think they've done a lot of things right for which they get probably less credit than they deserve in the last few years. And I thought it was a great postseason, frankly, from top to bottom, and an absolutely outstanding World Series.
Well, we thought of you when these trades went down. Really appreciate you. Give us a couple of minutes, man. Have fun. Good luck.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm all the way uptown, or I would have come by the studio. I would love to, it would have been fun to be in again and hang out with you guys. But thanks for having me on. And for the Jet fans, what can you say? I mean, we'll just, I posted that video of that kid who walked out of the stadium that day saying, "I hate this team." That kid's wearing a Quinnen Williams jersey.
Oh, boy.
Someone get that kid a new jersey. He can't even wear the jersey anymore. If that isn't a perfect microcosm of being a fan of this team, I'm not sure what is.
All right. Have a good one, man. Enjoy it.
Appreciate you, Greeny.
See you, fellas.
All right, that's Mike Greenberg coming up. Talk about it Tuesday. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 6:30. Then it's Rangers hockey on ESPN New York.
All the way over Barzell. Score!
New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
Dave Rothenberg here to tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. Now, they converted my kids' bathtub to a shower and did an incredible, really an unbelievable job. They offer all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit done in just one day. Durable and easy to clean with no demo or mess and lower cost than a standard replacement. And a lifetime guarantee. Right now, no money down, no payments, no interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today like we did at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bathfitter.
The post-career day press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed. And I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We're going to start off in Westchester County. Hutch northbound, not moving much. Looks like a crash over by North Street. You're solid there from Mamaroneck Avenue. Best of it's to the outbound George West Side Highway and Henry Hudson. Deegan northbound, an accident in the right lane right before the Cross Bronx involving a flatbed trailer. You're slammed there from Yankee Stadium. Inbound George about 10 to 15 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 10 to 15. Outbound Hahn or any of 15 to 20. Can't catch a break on the Gowanus in Brooklyn. A new collision on the inbound side over by 39th. Left lane is out. You're solid there from Fort Hamilton Parkway. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Sometimes you just can't take it anymore.
You're done. I'm done.
This is Let's Talk About It Tuesday.
And it's a really idiot
with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Sponsored by BetterHelp.
Well, you're darn right it's sponsored by BetterHelp. And let's talk about it. Mental health is health. Now, I know you guys both have things to get off your chest, so I'll keep it brief. I went out Sunday, and I'd wanted to prioritize doing it. I managed to go take in the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future in the theater, and I'm just here to let everyone know, just as good as ever.
Oh, really?
It was in the theater.
Yeah.
Now, is it
Big
digitally remastered?
No, it has a couple of extra things that were not in the original, but they're very small.
Like things that they cut that they just put back in.
Yeah, but like you're like searching to
you
find
don't even
it.
notice
It's
Okay.
very subtle.
All right.
No to be continued at the end because they'd yet to confirm the sequel.
Oh.
But I'll tell you, I think, Don, I can't remember if I mentioned this to you the
So
last
it ends
time I
with,
saw it.
we're going, we don't need
roads,
and
but then
that's
it just ends.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But it's pretty clear that they want that.
Well, because he's going somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next movie's about where he goes.
Now, I may have mentioned this to you, Don, last time I saw it when Natalie and I saw it at the drive-in during the pandemic.
That's awesome.
But it was one of our first dates. But there's one part that I just love that I never noticed as a kid, which is that when Marty shows up to find Doc at the end of the movie. And one of the things you notice about the movie, by the way, is that when you're in the theater watching it, it feels, the Biff punch is such a big moment. And it's also so far from the end of the movie. Like, that's like a climax. But then there's 25 minutes where he needs to still get back.
Yep.
When he then, after that, gets to Doc, who's, and they're unsheathing the car to do the whole thing and get him back to the future, he goes, Doc, the old man did it. My dad laid out Biff with one punch. And he goes, he's never done anything like that. It's so subtle. And then Doc goes, never? And Marty goes, no. And then Doc gives this look of like,
uh-oh.
And then you realize it's such a little subtlety.
The space-time continuum.
It changed in that moment where Doc's worried it could go bad.
Yeah.
It's what, in the end, makes Marty's dad come back as this confident, different person because now he's the kind of guy who, when he was pressed in a bad moment, manned up. Now Biff works for him.
Yeah.
Everything changed.
Confidence comes from demonstrated performance.
See?
And that's what that was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you just pay attention next time you watch it, it's such a quick little thing they included.
Wow.
But beautifully done.
I like it.
If I didn't have a dinner plans Friday when I was in L.A.,
yeah,
I ended up going to this great restaurant called The Perch. I don't know if you ever been. I never knew where it was.
All right.
15th floor, really, really good French food. They're right next to the hotel where we stayed. They were playing Back to the Future, right next door. And I was like, I think I would have gone by myself.
By yourself? Just
I've never gone to a movie
luxuriate.
by myself.
You've never gone to a movie by yourself?
No,
that's the
but
best.
I would have done that.
All right.
And I don't mean Pee Wee Herman. I just mean regular go to a movie by yourself. You never done it?
No, and I never did the Pee Wee Herman.
Well, that's old
version
school,
either.
baby. That's old school. Now people do the Pee Wee Herman, but they do it at home. You don't have to go to a theater.
You don't even call it the Pee Wee Herman. You just call it the average 16-year-old.
You just call it Tuesday.
Those theaters don't exist anymore, right? Because who
Barely.
needs it?
Barely.
Why would you need to go there?
By the way, speaking of theaters like that,
Yeah.
In Back to the Future, I also never noticed that when he's standing in the Hill Valley town square, that there's a porno theater right there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in real time.
Yeah,
in
and
85.
It says the name of the movie that was playing on the screen. 'Cause again, it's big, so you see more. It says, no pun intended. It says American Orgy is the movie that's
that really?
playing on the. And then when he gets back and he's like, oh, he's so happy to be back because he's in the decrepit Hill Valley, and they have the porno screen. All right, so what do you guys want to talk about?
Well, Don, why don't you go, Don? Because mine has audio and it's all.
Oh, it's a big deal. Well,
Yeah.
yours
is good,
I
though.
didn't
I
get
like
a chance to talk about what happened to me on Saturday. So I'm calling the Devils-Kings game. It's the only win that they had on the road trip, which was terrible. Everybody's talking about Game 7, and everybody's paying attention because the game's in L.A., so everywhere you went, Dodger hats, everybody's going crazy.
Of course.
But the building was pretty full. It wasn't full, but they didn't change the time of the game. The game was 6 o'clock local, Kings-Devils, and the World Series was at 5. I thought maybe would they change it. They didn't change it. So it's a pretty interesting building, even though, because not everybody's a Dodger fan. Maybe they're Angel fans or just not interested in baseball or whatever. But during intermissions, before the start of the game, they'd have the game on the Jumbotron. I figured they would do that. No big deal. So I was able to follow the game. In the third period, as the game's starting to heat up, they've got it on the Jumbotron during the game.
Sure.
They split the screen, so they're showing, obviously, what's happening on the ice, but then also showing Game 7. As I'm calling the game, I've never dealt with anything
during
like that
the game.
before.
I don't think I've ever
So
seen that.
during
either.
the game. So fans are reacting to things that have nothing to do with what's happening on the ice. Now, the Devils are winning 3-0 because Metko scored for the Kings, make it 3-1. They get a power play. The Kings are buzzing, but like nobody's paying attention. They're watching the game. But I got to pay attention. I'm calling the game. And all of a sudden, when Rojas hits the home run, the place, I'm telling you, explodes. Like way louder than when the Kings scored the goal. Like the building's shaking. Fortunately, just at that moment, I'm calling a Markstrom save. So I had to elevate my voice. Otherwise, I don't know if I'd be able to hear myself talk. And it was so loud. They hit a World Series home run in the bottom of the ninth inning. The place went nuts to tie the game. And then, all right, so the game ends, and you see like the players reluctantly stalling to leave the ice because they're staring up at the Jumbotron watching the game. And then, because I don't know if you've ever been to crypto.
Many times.
Sure. Right. Well, I don't know where basketball called. We're not way upstairs. We're like in the mezzanine. We're a little lower.
There's a middle.
Which is cool.
Yeah,
like,
it's a good
for
spot.
hockey, that's a really good spot.
That's where NBA radio is there.
Right. And that's where we do.
Yeah.
That's where all the games are called.
Yeah.
So I've got to leave through the concourse.
Right.
The concourse, like a half hour after the game, is still packed because they're showing the games on all the TV. I've never seen anything like that before.
They let everyone stay?
They stayed. And I left, and then I went into the truck, and I saw the Will Smith home run, and I stayed for the end of the game because we were going to go to Anaheim right after.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't have a plane to catch or anything like that. It was such a surreal moment. Then I find out, I don't know if you brought this up yesterday on the show, that in Canada, in Edmonton, which if you don't know the geography of Canada, is not close to Toronto.
No.
All right?
No, it's like Minnesota is to New York.
There you go.
A little further,
even further west.
In relation, Toronto's above Buffalo, so you get an idea of where it is in the United States. I'm saying that because I mentioned to Jacob I was flying to Toronto like a month ago, and he's like, "How long is that flight? Like 4 hours?" So there are people who have no idea.
Sure.
So Edmonton is what? What would you say? Like above Montana?
Yeah, maybe it's Montana.
Like so, it's not close. They were showing it in Edmonton. Like Connor McDavid talked about how he was distracted during the game because he was watching it.
Well, the Blue Jays are the national team. There's no expo. It's just the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
It is. Honestly, it was so cool, so surreal. It's something I'm never going to forget. I don't know how the league allowed it. Like, why would the league allow that to happen? It could be distracting.
There's no way. Now, again, in Edmonton, it shouldn't matter. But in L.A., that game should have been moved.
Now, it probably would have been moved if the game was in L.A., because I guess from a security standpoint.
Well, they're not. Yeah, okay.
But
security, right?
But I guess would New York would move. I remember big, the Giants playoff games where the Knicks were playing and the Rangers were playing.
I mean, we're talking about the championship.
They could have moved it. The game was at 6 local.
Yeah.
Now the Devils had a 5 o'clock game in Anaheim the next day. So they would have benefited by making it earlier. If they played it at 1 o'clock,
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure the Devils would be all for it. We played in San Jose on Thursday, so we still had a day off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they didn't do it, but this is where Connor McDavid talking about Game 7 going on, the Game 7 of the World Series going on in Edmonton while he's playing the game.
That was really, really strange. Obviously, we're all on the Jays bandwagon, and everybody's wanting them to win, and it's so disappointing, obviously, but strange. Strange to have it on during the game. Listening to the crowd was distracting for sure. I'm glad they shut it off there for the third. Yeah, it was bizarre. It was bizarre. I found myself watching the Jays game, sitting on the bench, listening to the crowd while I'm on the ice, what just happened. It was very strange. But you know what? Historic moment. Couldn't be more gutted for those guys. Obviously we know what that feels like. It's for it to be the way it happened, just completely gutted for those guys. It's been a fun run and been a lot of fun. They've given Canada a lot to cheer about, and they should be very, very proud of themselves.
I'm curious.
Class.
When he was in a Game 7 2 years ago, Blue Jays would have been playing, right?
Yeah, probably.
I'm wondering.
No, because Edmonton, they don't care about Edmonton and Toronto. They care about the Maple Leafs. But the Blue Jays, that's why you talk about small market. First of all, Toronto's not a small market.
You don't think anybody in Canada cared?
But the whole country cares about the Blue Jays. Maybe not Quebec because of the whole Expo
The whole country cares about a Canadian franchise winning a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, but I don't think they were playing
not at that level. Okay,
I don't think so.
It still is something you'll never forget. Right? It's one of those.
Are the Raptors like that too, or is it not?
I'm trying to remember 2018 and if it was the same kind of.
Do you remember it all?
Well, I was in Toronto only. I have no idea. I mean, whether
I wonder if the whole country was invested in the
I'm sure
Raptors.
pretty
They
far.
were invested in the Blue
Yeah, when they got that far, it was a pretty big deal.
It's a long time since Vancouver had the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I think people have moved on.
Well, that was my team.
I know. You had a moment.
Yeah.
Did you knew that, right? That's I figured.
Big Reeves guy.
Listen, because I had him
Big
at Oklahoma.
country?
No, because I finished second in my NCAA pool when Oklahoma State made the run, and he was on the team. They lost in the final, and so the Grizzlies draft him. I'm like, I needed an NBA team. The Nets aren't doing it for me. It's Canadian.
Why not?
I sleep right till noon. I'll make it my team. I'll stay up late watching the Grizzlies. It lasted for maybe the first month of the season.
And then you were done.
Because I'm just not a basketball guy. It was bad basketball.
Well, that's not a great way to get into basketball.
They were bad to begin with. Can we have a debate as we talk about it?
Yes. It's your turn?
Yeah.
Well, I want to hear Alan's, but really quick, can I just tell you one thing?
No.
Amazon Pickup. It's the ultimate convenience play. And Amazon's already a part of your everyday life, but Amazon Pickup, what it does is it takes it to the next level. If you're pressed and you're on the go like me, you got a lot going on, you can get your order sent to a secure pickup location that'll work for you. Amazon lockers and counters are located everywhere you are. So no matter where you're at, your package is ready when you are. That's right. Now, life never slows down. A lot going on. We all got family stuff, obligations, always on the move. Well, Amazon will give you the flexibility to grab what you need no matter where your day takes you. All right? It's simple. You order online and at checkout, just choose the pickup location that's most convenient. You'll get an email confirmation when it's ready with instructions to pick it up. Quick, secure, and always at no extra cost. Check it out for yourself. Go to Amazon.com/pickupmvp to learn more. That's Amazon.com/pickupmvp.
So my talk about it is something that, I think you guys have discussed, once or twice on the previous show. It is something that comes up a lot, and it came up last night, it came up Sunday night. Mike Breen and I were doing the call on MSG. The Knicks were playing the Bulls. The Knicks went 22 for 22 at the free throw line.
Wow.
And at one point in the game, Mike told the audience what was happening. And this is what it turned into, this conversation.
I know I'm going to take abuse, but the Knicks are perfect from the free throw line right now. They're 14 for 14. But that's my job. I'm supposed to say what they're shooting from the free throw line.
I don't believe in the broadcaster jinx.
I don't either.
My wife does, though. She gets very upset.
So the next free throw is made.
Towns has
and Mike
points, 9
let out
rebounds.
You're off the hook.
I get it.
And because he said it. And if
I thought it was going to be a miss.
If he missed that free throw, forget it, right? So, and yes, Stephanie always believes in it. Anytime an announcer says something as we're watching a game, she will get so mad because she believes in it. She thinks it's a real thing that you don't talk about, you don't say it. I think it's insane because if anyone had that much power, first of all, you're not paying us nearly enough money.
No.
If we have that much control over a game. But how do we feel about this idea of, so you could say you don't believe in jinxes, and I know, but when you're sitting with friends and you're watching the game, and I felt like I was sitting and watching a game with a friend as I do a broadcast with the Hall of Famer, and Mike says what he says. When you're with a friend and you're not on the air, do you look and go, why would you say that? So it's your favorite, it has to be your favorite team. Jaden Daniels he's made 15 straight throws, Peter.
Yeah,
you'd be like, why would
unfortunately, it was Sam Darnold who had that experience.
You're like, why would he do that, right? Don, it's
the kick. To me, it's more like right before a big
kick. The Devils have killed off 17 straight penalty kills.
I said it.
Yeah.
But they at one point, I think they killed off 22. You got it. Now, I could let the graphic tell the story, but
that's different. You're working.
I'm working.
I'm talking about casually. This is our listeners who are following along with us talk about it. If you're just chilling watching a game on the couch, friends, whatever it is, and someone just says it, I think that's 7 in a row. Does everybody go there?
Yep, they all do it.
So, do we all react that way, or do we don't care?
I think most people react to it, especially if the next pass is incomplete or the next shot is missed.
And why is that, you think?
Well, because you're calling attention to it. It's superstition. It's normal. Don't bring it up. There's certain things you don't want out there, right? That you're not just going to, not just in sports, but in everyday life. Like, geez, I haven't had the flu in 3 years. Like, you wouldn't say that out loud because you'd feel like, all right, well, now I'm going to get the flu.
Right.
Like, it's stupid, but I think we all live with that.
Right.
But to ask your announcer to play that game
Now
is stupid.
now we're in yo-yo land.
Because like Mike Breen said, it's his job. He wants to inform people. Now, it's TV, so I guess technically you can show the graphic and
or
not
just wait
say
till he
it.
makes both free throws.
But
he said it after the first one, knowing there was a second one coming.
And then Michael always brought this up with the no-hitter.
Yeah.
But you want to get people that are flipping around going, oh, the Yankees are in a no-hitter. Well, you're not going to tell anybody?
No, I agree.
That's stupid.
Again, I agree.
You can't do it. And don't see the reason people get on it. In baseball, it's a thing. Don't talk to a pitcher during a no-hitter.
That's what it's really about.
That's what it is. Nobody said anything about don't bring it up. Fans can't talk about it. Announcers can't talk about it. That's not a thing. The only thing, and not that it's really a thing, but they made it a thing, don't talk to a pitcher during a no-hitter.
Why?
So why?
Because it gets in your head.
Yeah, because you want to think
about it. Right. That's where that started. It started from there. Don't put it in my head. I don't want to think about it. But if you have no control over the game or the outcome, why is it that we react this way?
Quick story. I know we're up against it. So I'm in high school, Don Bosco Tech. We're playing at Hinchcliffe Stadium, which is a famous stadium in Patterson. But they made it into a football stadium. So it was almost playing like the Polo Grounds. So it had a short right field instead of left field.
Yeah.
And like the football lines are there. It was really difficult to play. John Serrato is the pitcher for Don Bosco Tech. He's got a no-hitter going. But there was no scoreboard. I didn't know he had a no-hitter. Bomb to me in right field. I've got to literally go up the stairs, because again, it's like a football field, to lean over to catch the ball. I make the catch. Game's over. I'm like, that's a pretty nice catch. I'm jogging back to thinking people are going to swarm me. They're swarming him. I'm like, why are they jumping all over him? I made the catch. Then they come over to me. They're high five. I saved the no-hitter. But if I knew that was a no-hitter,
wait, you took away a home run to save a no-hitter?
Yes.
I mean,
I wasn't right. But
you don't see a lot of home runs taken away in high school baseball.
But here's the thing: if I knew it was a no-hitter, would it have been in my head? Would I have been able to make the play, or would I have been all nervous, my knees knocking, thinking I got to make this catch?
Well, because otherwise the game wasn't on the line. It wasn't like a super close game.
No. It was just a nice catch.
Got it, right.
So I thought they'd be celebrating with me that I made a nice catch, which they eventually did when I got there. But I'm like, why would you mob the pitcher? You almost gave him a home run.
I'm the hero.
So I eventually did get the hero's welcome when I got back to the infield because I made the catch. But if I knew that was a no-hitter, my knees might have been knocking. I might have dropped the ball.
You know what I learned about? By the way, that's going to do it for Let's Talk About It, sponsored by BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout for 10% off your first month. I just learned that Don plays high-level high school baseball from a lot.
No, I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, let's continue on the other side.
Climb the stairs to get outs.
Wow.
Bart Scott at the top of the hour. Don on Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Listen up. Ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hey, bro. Weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
YouTube TV customers, get the sports you love on ESPN back, including college football, college game day, Monday Night Football, the NBA, college basketball, and more. Act now. Go to keepmynetworks.com to get ESPN back.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off and to wear a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Fight fans, Bud Light and ESPN New York are sending you to UFC at Madison Square Garden. Tap the Bud Light tile on the ESPN New York app and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets in the ESPN Suite. Catching the action alongside ESPN New York's Peter Rosenberg. Listen and enter through the Bud Light tile to score your shot at the ultimate fight night.
Bud Light is proud to be the official beer sponsor of UFC. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
We're going to have Bart Scott coming up at the top of the hour, talk about what happened with the Jets today. Let's go back to the phones, talk to Gene in Jersey City. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Gene?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
It's all going on, buddy. How are you?
I'm good, man. I got an issue with something you said earlier in regard to the Jets and how we should just keep going with them regardless of what. Like, because I feel like it's the regime. Like, going into the season, I had more faith than I did now. But the general manager, I feel like we're kind of just following him, and he got all these picks to pick from.
Right.
And we don't know how it's going to pan out. Like, this guy brought in the quarterback who's not any good. There's no wide receiver depth. The D line there's no depth there. So it's pretty much like we're going in with a new guy, and it's pretty daunting. Like, I feel like we're copying the Nets. Like, we brought in a veteran, like Kevin Durant, same thing. They got all those picks, and none of them are any good.
Remember, he's trying to clean up the mess that was left him, right? So, and he needs a quarterback. Now, he knew he couldn't get a quarterback last year. They weren't drafting high enough because they had 5 wins. Yeah. So now you got to go out and you got to get picks. You got to give yourself options, Gene. What are you supposed to do?
He just paid off that money, though. He gave Sauce the money, and then we're not even over in the season.
Let me ask you this, Gene. If they didn't give Sauce the money, do you think they would have gotten 2 first-round picks for him? They got 2 first-round picks for him because he's under contract. And now Indianapolis traded for somebody that they have this year and next year and for the foreseeable future. That's why they gave up 2 first-round picks. So it was good they gave him the contract. You can't get
D. Milner is all I'm saying, man. I don't want D. Milner and Quinn Copeland again, man.
That's what you worry about.
For like 30 years,
but that's what I'm saying.
This is PTSD. That's what that is.
But what I'm saying is if you believe they're going to screw it up, then why do you root for the team? You've got to get out from under. You've had this talent. You haven't won with it.
They haven't shown us nothing, though, this year or any years to give them that blind faith.
Well, Mougey's this is his first year. He's had the draft, right? And now he's got this is his first off season, or I guess second off season with the team. It's a new regime. If Joe Douglas did this, Gene, I can understand you going, why do I have faith in him? He picked Zach Wilson, right? He hasn't won. Mougey's got a chance here to put his imprint on this team. Now, it may not work. It never seems to work for the Jets, but at some point it's got to. Maybe this is the time. But if you're going to have zero faith in anything that they do, then why do you bother? I understand it's hope, but what else you got? You're a 1-7 football team.
I think what you're confusing is it's not giving up. It's you have a hard time believing. You have a lack of faith.
But why?
What do you mean why? Because of the track record.
All right, but the track record changes when you bring in different people.
No, it doesn't.
Well, then what are you doing? I'm really asking the question. What are you doing?
I'm trying to explain it to you.
All right.
The track record never changes.
Okay.
New people come in, and the same things continue to happen.
Then you're a dope.
So no, you're not a dope.
Yes, you are.
No, you are. You have every good reason to be skeptical, and that's what you are right now when you are a Jets fan. You are skeptical because you're waiting to see, are we ever going to get somebody that gets it right? But because the past 3 regimes, since Mike Tannenbaum, have gotten it wrong, you are skeptical that this one's going to go right. So you sit back and you go, I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe, but I am going to watch and see what happens.
All right, well, that's what I want to see.
That's what a fan does.
But you still got to take the shot.
Right. What else would they? I just don't get. If you're like, oh, I'm nervous about it. I don't know what this Mougey is going to do. But would you have been happier if they didn't do anything? You go, let's hold on to Quinnen Williams.
This has nothing. Greeny said it too. One has nothing to do with the other.
Right. So they're just.
This was, and I said from the very top, today was the obvious thing to do. It's the easiest thing to do. You move into a house. It was built in the 40s. Right? It's beyond repair. So you tear it down. That's what you do. That's the easy part. The hard part now is building it back up and making it safe, secure, and strong.
Of course.
And the problem is in the past, when they have tried to renovate, but they haven't done it right. You got to tear it down, and that's what had to be done today.
I agree with the sentiment about the hard part is the draft. But can you at least
and free agency?
Of course,
you got $117 million to spend.
But I just what I'm trying not to do is completely skip past. Alan's sort of acting like it was a foregone conclusion that today was going to end with 3 first-round picks.
No.
I think that's still something to go.
No,
you did. You keep going. That's the easy part, but that's not. Alan, shake your head if you want. You've said it over and over again. That's a good day.
Because when you are being offered, like when you have players and you put them on the market, and you get 2 firsts for a corner. Yeah, I'm taking that. That's easy. They didn't ask or they didn't negotiate. They didn't beg. They had an asking price, and someone met it because they would have moved Brees if they would have gotten a second, and they would have moved Jermaine Johnson if they would have gotten a second for Jermaine Johnson, a third for Brees.
Right.
But they didn't get that. So asking prices were put, and some were met, and that's a no-brainer. Of course you do it. That takes no skill. I could have done that. But now is the hard part.
Well,
building from here.
I feel like today could have easily ended with those players gone, and that what they would have had was something else, not nearly as exciting, and we're treating it as if they got nothing. They got a nice little haul.
Peter, I do think you're kind of underrating the job that he did. Because if he doesn't give Sauce a contract, which was certainly up in the air, because I disagree with Cimini.
Then you can't get that. Then you can't get the 2 first-rounders.
I do think part of the reason they gave Sauce the contract was, hey, either he's going to be great for us, or at least we can move him if he's under contract. That's a good move. Right? Because for me, just showing what I know, I wouldn't have given Sauce the contract. I'd be like, show me, Sauce. And you haven't been good the last couple of years.
And guess what? You would have gotten a 5th rounder today.
And then, and I would have gotten something not way less than this. And that's why I think that you got to give a little bit more credit to what they've done. Eventually, they got an opportunity to take a shot. And we'll see if he drains the shot. But it seems like some of these callers are like, don't even bother taking a shot because we know you're going to miss.
Yeah,
if that's the case, then what do you bother doing it for?
Then just need to listen.
That's what they've been through.
Now, would I bet on them to do well next year? I don't know, but if I was going to bet, I'll tell you where I'd do it.
Where'd you go?
FanDuel Sportsbook. Every NFL Thursdays, your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel. Because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. All right, each week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you got to do is place an anytime touchdown scorer bet before the game kicks off. What is the Thursday game this week, guys? You remember?
I do not.
All right, look it up. And if your player scores the first or last TD of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Peter to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/Peter for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner in the NFL, 21 and over, physically present in New York, opt-in required. By the way, it's Vegas and Denver. Not bad. Not great, but appropriate Thursday. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last TD pick. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with a gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY at 467-369. So you guys want to go to the other side and talk to Bart? All right, Bart Scott next right here. Don Hahn Rosenberg.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Not so great on the east side of town. FDR northbound. Looks like a crash right underneath Gracie Mansion. Traffic is crawling there heading into the 90s from the Midtown Tunnel. New issue on the Deegan northbound. An accident off to the shoulder by the Willis Avenue Bridge. After that, still have this crash in the right lane involving a flatbed trailer right before the Cross Bronx. Packed ride there from the Triborough and the Bruckner. Best of it's the outbound George, Henry Hudson, and southbound Deegan. Inbound George looking good. Delays of east for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln already about 15 to 20. Outbound Hahn going to cost you the same. Stop and go on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Delays there from Bradley Avenue. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
You're standing inside a secret prison. It houses the Nazi high command. I'm going to put Hermann Goering on trial.
Sony Pictures Classics presents Nuremberg, starring Academy Award winner Russell Crowe, Academy Award winner Rami Malek, and Academy Award nominee Michael Shannon.
Do you plead guilty or not guilty? Nichts schuldig.
Order! Order! Nuremberg opens only in theaters everywhere November 7th.
Empower.
Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, guys.
It's Tully time. It's Tully time.
Yeah. The Rangers host the Hurricanes with coverage immediately following us right here on 880 at 6:30. The Islanders play the Bruins out of the island at 7.
Bet your ace.
And coverage of Texas Duke men's basketball. And Peter's going to be all over that.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be heard on 1050 starting at 8. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. You can hear him with Chris Carlin every day between the hours of 10 and 1 here on ESPN New York. He's Bart Scott, and he joins us here on Hahn and Rosenberg. How are you, buddy? Sure.
No, I think we've done well.
He dropped.
Oh, boy. Well, that's unfortunate.
I have a lot of experience working with Bart.
Well, listen, he did give us the option for another time with the Comrex, and we said phone's fine.
Right.
And then, God laughs at your plans. You know what I mean?
Especially these.
Well, can I tell you guys, I'm a little disappointed. It's 5:03 on Election Day, and none of our listeners have been creative enough to come up with a joke about we know Rosenberg's always rooting for the commies. It's sitting right there for you right now today.
It's a good point.
Come on, people. You can do better.
We do have Bart back, and he joins us here on Hahn and Rosenberg. How are you, buddy?
Put Matado, fellas. What's going on?
And my condolences, too. I know it was a tough day. You were over at Nick Mangold's funeral, so I know that was tough. He was a teammate of yours, and our condolences go out to you, buddy.
No, we appreciate it. It was good to see a lot of the guys. Unfortunately, you never want to get together like that, but it was good to be together and lean on each other in these type of tough times. You know what I mean?
When I guess all you were together when you all this news started to break about the Jets trading away some major pieces and getting some major assets back. What was the general reaction to this stuff?
Well, when Chili Willie called me, because we had just actually left, he hit me with the news. I'm like, "What you talking about, Willis?"
All right,
Then
Chili Willie is Willie
settled down a
Colon,
little
right?
bit.
Willie Colon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chili Willie is Willie Colon, absolutely. You speak fluent, Bart.
I
Everybody
do
knows
speak
you do
fluent,
that,
Bart.
Allie.
I'm making sure everybody else.
Bartese, yeah.
Make sure everybody else understands. That's all. Go ahead.
So like, when you look at it, what it is I think that the Jets and the staff thought they wanted to build around a young core, and part of that core was going to be based around, maybe Jermaine Johnson, Bear Tucker, who got injured. It was going to be around Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. But during the season, when things go bad, you have to say, well, we tried it, and do we just double down on our mistake, or do we try and improve and reset? After giving Sauce $30 million a year, he didn't look like a $30 million a year cornerback, and he kept getting injured. And one thing I know that Aaron Glenn probably respects more than anything, that's why he likes Stevenson even more, even though he doesn't have half the talent. Let me say half, because I don't want them to get back to nobody. I don't want nobody with no smoke. I want to deal with one of these little YNs. I have to put the paws on them. You know what I'm saying? What it is Sauce isn't physical. And I think Aaron Glenn, you think about the great lockdown corners, even right now, Patrick Surtain, think about Gonzalez, you think about, corners that if you're going to be top-notch, you got to be just as effective and willing in the run game. And Sauce always got concussions or got banged up like that. I think they said, do we really want to give this $30 million a year? And they decided to say, hey, I can teach corners. Let me go out and get assets, because now we know that Justin Fields isn't the future. How do we get ammunition to be able to pull the trigger? And I think that's what they did today. You talk about 7 picks in the next 2 drafts, in the first 2 rounds, 2 first-rounders, 5 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders. You can do a lot of damage with that. You lost 2 great players, but now you can go out and get maybe potentially 2 great players, and maybe the other players just are really good players. But now you have more good players on your team, and you cast in 2 for maybe a tune of 5.
And now you're looking for the quarterback. And is it this draft? Is it next draft? Or is there a bridge quarterback, Bart? Is there – because Allen's been bringing it up with Detroit, with Detroit and the Rams did with Stafford and Goff. Like, is there a quarterback that with these picks you can maybe pry away and you don't have to worry about going through the draft?
Well, there's one for me. And listen, Allen knows, because Allen works with me, and he knows I was very critical of this young man.
Oh, no.
And I think he stopped playing video games. And even though he's injured, I would love the dynamic. And listen, I'm glad they didn't go with Breece Hall and let Breece Hall go. I would go Kyler Murray, man.
Oh, my God. Wait, this is the same guy that you – wait, the guy that you called out as not being a leader? What's your nickname for him? Wait. What's your nickname for him? Do you remember?
What, Mighty Mouse? I don't know. I had a lot.
You had
a lot. Mighty Mouse. It depends on what day it was.
You had a better one, but I'm not going to.
Don't say one that's going to get you in trouble. Alan.
No, he can't. I can't.
but Peter Pablo. What I'm saying is, like, he has a very tradable contract. So let's just say you take one of those bottom first-round draft picks, maybe from Indianapolis, or one of the 27s, and you give it for Kyler Murray. If it doesn't work out, you can still say, hey, I tried, because he has a very tradable contract. He's right at $40 million. Would you take Kyler Murray and what he could be opposed to Justin Fields for only $10 million more a year, knowing that you can dump that contract in a year or so? Because Kyler Murray was one of the first guys to get paid, but he hasn't got paid to 60. He's got paid to 40. And then, everybody was like, hey, maybe save for Arch, but we don't know if Mendoza is going to be a good quarterback. This isn't a quarterback draft. So you kick the can down the road, and you get Kyler Murray, and you go out and you build around and build your team around. And if Kyler Murray sucks, hey, suck for Arch or whatever. Maybe Arch gets better, gets more improved, and you're able to build, and now you have the assets to move up. But what this also did is it cleared tremendous amount of space, salary cap. They just knocked $50 million off the annual cap.
Overall, though, today, like – Bart, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, overall, we talked to a lot of Jets fans today who just don't seem to be – they seem to be having this remorse of just saying goodbye to people who they thought were talented. Is this sort of a best-case outcome, in your opinion, if you're a Jets fan, sitting here at 5:09 right after the trade deadline?
I think this is a really good opportunity for the Jets to improve their football team, and it's the hand you were dealt. They tried to go all in. They lost games early in the season. They weren't able to figure it out. So I feel like the Jets had to make a move, and I think this is a tremendous pivot from Mougey to understand that, hey, we tried to build around this young core that was here from Joe Douglas. It was expensive. It cost us $30 million and $30 million a year. But now we can pivot away from it and walk away from it and build this team slowly and organically. We're going to keep Garrett Wilson here. We still have this great young offensive line that we don't have to pay. And now we have money to say, hey, we're going to keep Quincy around, who we can keep around for a lower price. And we can say, okay, we can maybe give Vera Tucker one more chance at a 1-year deal, prove it, stay healthy, prove it deal. Because now we just cleared $50 million up, and we don't have to go out and spend that money. All we have to do is use our draft picks very wisely. And the Jets have hit on all their draft picks. Mimbo is one of the best players in the draft right now. He's playing some of the best football. So they don't have a lot of holes to fill. They need another good receiver, but they got a lot of that in the trade. So they got a lot of that in return.
There are reports.
So they got the assets to try out Mitchell and the Mechie kid.
Talking to Bart Scott here on Don Hahn and Rosenberg after the Jets made 2 significant deals with the Cowboys and the Colts. What do you do with Breece Hall? He wanted a contract, didn't get one. Reports are he wanted to get dealt today. He did not. So how do you deal with him moving forward?
Oh, man, I'm about to give Breece a nice bag. I'm about to give Breece that nice $14 million a year, because I know whether I got a veteran quarterback or if I know I got a rookie quarterback, that quarterback's going to be better, because Breece Hall is, in my opinion, top 10 in this league. It's not that many people that can do what Breece Hall can do. It's
So
not
you're tagging him?
dual threats. No, I'm gonna go ahead and sign him. I don't want to tag him because I don't want to have that heavy thing on my salary cap. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to give him a 3-year deal for like $36 million and front load it and give him like $13, $14 million a year to make him feel good about himself. That's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money, $14 million, and the cap is going to continue to go up. And now what you got him settled in and locked in, and you tell him the plan. You see, with these 5 first-round draft picks we got, we about to load up, and we about to go get 2 players, right? The offense is getting better. Like, right now, you feel a lot better about their wide receiver room than you did a week ago. I know everybody don't know that, the kid that got from Indianapolis is a kid that dropped the ball going into the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a fast, talented player that can add something this year. Let's see if Mechie can add something this year too. Before he had the cancer scare in Houston, he was a great prospect. He just got cancer, man, and he hadn't had the opportunity. What, are you gonna play in front of Devontae Smith and AJ Brown? No. So you could potentially took a flyer on talented players, and even Mougey Smith. Maybe Mougey Smith can't play in Dallas, but maybe underneath this regime he can play.
Now, Bart, let me go back to Breece.
I think it's a great day.
Let me go back to Breece Hall with you here, because this is a guy that, if you're telling me that as they've seen him play this year, they see massive value in his potential and his ability. So now it's convinced them, okay, we should sign you. But when they didn't want to sign him in the summer, probably wanted to see what can he do. But I also, from what I understand, he's very frustrated in this system. He doesn't feel like he gets the ball nearly enough. They don't run enough plays for him. They don't lean on him enough. So,
Correct.
All right, so one doesn't go with the other, though. Don't you see what I'm saying? Like, why would they be so willing to pay him all that money if they don't really see value in him to put him in, to make him a centerpiece of an offense that has been garbage?
Because I think they learned. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is the centerpiece in the Lions. So if this is the system that they're running, why can't Breece Hall be Jahmyr Gibbs?
It's a great question, and I wish I could answer it.
He has the same home run ability, and he's a better receiver. So, I mean, I definitely will say, you know what, Breece? Let's see. Like, at worst, you say, let's see, you tag him, and then you trade him next year for something. At worst. But at best, you show him what he can do.
Look, I don't deny any of that for his talent. I'm more concerned about the hierarchy here. Now, you said Kyler Murray, which made me throw up my mouth for a second. I want to give you my –
He's a good football player.
Come on. You know I love I need the headline. I want the big splash. I want to go for it. If I got all this cap space –
you going to go Trevor Lawrence?
No. Listen out. Here.
If I want to go for it, and I got all these assets, I'm putting all my chips in the middle of the table, And I'm reaching out to Joe Cool, and I'm saying, you got to get out of Cincinnati, man. Guys have told – Carson Palmer told you the same thing. Get out of there. And we'll bring you here, put you in New York, big market. You're going to be a superstar.
Man, that's a lot of money, man.
Listen.
That's a lot of money for
I'm sorry. It's a lot of quarterback.
Yeah, but if you're him, it's so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, but how many times have we said, listen, that turf has took so many people out. With his type of injury history, you want to put that on that turf?
Wow. Now we're talking.
Are we going to a grass field?
All right, now
are we going to a grass field?
Wait a minute. You just spent 15 minutes with us convincing me how rosy things are for the future of the Jets and all the things they can do, and now you're telling me that nobody wants to play here because the field's bad. I don't know which one to do here.
I'm just saying. No, Joe Burrow has missed 3 years of his career.
Yeah, but
his illustrious career.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you remember the saying when he's what is it? He's hell when he's well, but he's always sick, right? Remember that saying?
Yes,
right.
Exactly. And listen, we thought it wasn't a curse, and then Aaron Rodgers came and he blew his Achilles out on one game. I do not want to go there. No, hell no. You can keep Macaulay Culkin. Listen, Macaulay's not going to leave his peoples. They're not going to let Macaulay go. They just paid T. Higgins and all his minions.
All right. I know, but Joe Flacco's putting up 400 yards a game with the same offense. They don't have to pay him nearly as much.
That is true. And we can't go Danny Dimes because we know that may not work. And we can't go Mac Jones.
No.
So you either go with the draft or you go Kyler Murray because the contract is already locked in.
I love you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Now does Call of Duty come with them too? Or are you gonna have to give an extra pick for that?
Touche.
Wow.
No, he's changed. That was 2 years ago, man.
He quit video games apparently.
Right. It's probably Halo
he
now.
for video games. He just don't play them all the time.
Okay.
Hey, man. Hey, Alan. Listen. First of all, can I speak to my former partner? Listen, man, you're doing a hell of a job calling these games, man. Y'all know at some point we're gonna have to make the transition for Clyde. From Clyde, when you go off into the sunset and go, tend to them rabbits or something, go hang out. You know what I'm saying? Go fishing and hang out in like Legends Row. But man, you doing your thing, and then you got my vote for full-time job there. You know what I'm saying?
Why, you hear that?
Hold it down. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, man. Call your boy, tell him I want to get up in the towel suite because I'm looking to drink some free drinks.
I hope to see you courtside at Celebrity Row, which I'm trying to work out for you.
And a little Tullamore Dew, maybe?
Yeah. Let's work. Let's work that out. But tomorrow I'm gonna be in the Swizzy, but I want to go up to the other Swizzy because there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about.
No, I got you. You know I got you. Just text me during the day and we'll work it out.
How was Can't Wait not on Celebrity Row?
Yeah, come on.
It just hasn't happened yet. That's all.
It's time.
Because I just be low key. And Peter Pablo, listen, man, don't be scaring Como off the air. And Don, you keep doing your thing for the Devils, man.
Oh, thank you. See that? You know what that is?
Acting like his signal don't work.
I hope Booger McFarland was listening to that spot.
It's called acknowledging everyone.
Acknowledging everyone with a little piece of information.
Just something.
It's BS, but it goes a long way.
No, you appreciate
I do appreciate that. Listen, he didn't just stumble upon the Cuomo stuff. He probably looked for it, right?
He saw it. Hit his timeline.
He's a consumer. Bart Scott is a consumer.
Right. And he remembered it was Devils. There's 3 hockey teams. He had a 1-3 shot.
Listen, no, I'm from Hockey Town now. You know what I'm saying? Steve Eisman, the greatest captain in the history of sports.
There you
know
go.
What I'm saying?
See, that's the Detroit coming out of you. I love that.
So we already know, but Peter Pablo, come on, man. Ebro, y'all don't get banned, man, from scaring politicians off the air, bro.
Yeah, well, listen, it might be too late. The interview was
banned. They can't handle the truth. They can't handle the truth.
Thank you, Bart. I appreciate you, buddy.
My pleasure.
Oh, that was nice of him to come on. And listen, Kyler Murray's scary, man. Listen, I know Joe Burrow.
Do you?
Not personally.
Oh.
Comes with some baggage because of injuries.
Come on.
But damn, the upside's better than Kyler Murray, no?
Hell yeah.
Oh, wait. For Burrow? Yeah, but
he'd rather have Kyler Murray.
Well, it's so because the Burrow thing is so expensive. I mean, so is Kyler's expensive too. But Joe Burrow, it's just not going to happen either. Hey, do you want to leave the market that has a history of not winning, but certainly gets closer than this team does, and you can do it with much less pressure hidden in Cincinnati, or you get screamed at every day in the back of the paper, go to a field that kills quarterbacks, and also never win. But if you do win, you'll never have to pay for a meal again.
Yeah.
You know what? He's not paying in Cincinnati either.
No.
I'm sure they have 2 or 3 good restaurants.
They must have a
He's
Hyde
fine.
Park there or something,
They
right?
got one. They got something.
This could have waited till like 6:30. That little rant right there. Could you just give me at least till 6:30?
No, but how about Joe
And then
Flacco?
after
You
today,
love Joe Flacco too.
I told you the other plan I have. Look, I had 2 plans. One is do the aggressive, just I'm New York, I'm bigger than you, big bank, take little bank. And I tell Cincinnati, because I already know the agent already told me he wants out of there. All right, let's go. Let's make a deal. That doesn't work. Then it's less is more, hashtag. You get Dante Moore. You bring in Joe Flacco for on a 1 year. Joe is your bridge. Dante Moore learns, and you hope that works. Those are right now the 2 feasible plans. A 5'9" quarterback who runs around a lot.
Yeah,
that's not really what I'm looking
with
for.
carpal tunnel.
I get it. But can you get him on a bargain? Can you get him at the dollar store?
You might, and that might be what makes him attractive. Now, YouTube TV customers get the sports you love on ESPN back, including college football, college game day, Monday Night Football, NBA, college basketball, and the more. I'm going to replace the more with hockey because they do have NHL. Act now.
And more?
Go
and
to
hockey.
keepmynetworks.com.
Do it.
To get ESPN back. All right, we've got ENN coming up at 6. And we're only on till 6:30 today because we got to hand it off to coverage of the Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers had a nice road trip. They lost to Calgary, who's one of the worst teams in the league, but then they came back and they won in Vancouver. They came back to beat Edmonton, knocked off Seattle. So they had 3-in-1 road trip. The Devils had a 1-3 Western swing. So Rangers starting to feel it a little bit, so they're going to be coming up at 6:30. So let's line up the calls. I know a lot of Jet fans some were angered, some were thrilled by what happened today. Let's hear from you. 1-800-919-3776. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg hanging out with you on a Tuesday until 6:30 on ESPN New York.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in 1 day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement. Plus, a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments, or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
There he goes to the 20, 10, 5. That's a Jet touchdown. That's a Jet touchdown.
Jets fans, be there at MetLife Stadium to see the New York Jets take on the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, November 9th at 1 p.m., presented by Verizon. Don't miss your chance to experience the excitement of game day at MetLife Stadium and cheer on your Jets. Lock in your seats at nyjets.com/tickets and get ready to clear the runway.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Shorter days don't have to be so dismal. It's time to reach out and check in with those you care about, and to remind ourselves that we're not alone. As seasons change and days grow darker sooner, it can be a tough time for many. This November, BetterHelp's encouraging everyone to reach out, check in on friends, reconnect with loved ones, and remind the people in your life that you're there. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. Short questionnaire helps you identify your needs and preferences, and our 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means we typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from our tailored recommendations. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Islanders are home tonight at the UBS Arena. If you're heading that way using the westbound northern state in Nassau County, crash off to the shoulder by New Hyde Park Road. Police and ambulance on the scene. Bumper to bumper with everybody stopping to take a look from Willis Avenue. Grand Central westbound keeps you heavy heading over to the Cross Island. FDR northbound now shut down with this crash underneath Gracie Mansion. Traffic is stopped heading into the 90s from the 20s. Not too bad heading over to the outbound George on the southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound packed from the Bronx River Parkway. Inbound George, no big issues for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels are only about 10 to 15 minutes each. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Have you guys seen these graphics Joker, like AI memes of us that he's posting?
No.
Where like shows us sitting there and then we start dancing and it's like scary because we didn't do it, but it does look.
But it looks like
it looks pretty real. Not like an
That's
Alan
on-
with you. He gives you this like doofy smile. I mean, all of us look. It's weird. He posted an hour ago.
Okay.
I got to take a look at this.
AI is definitely scary.
There's a lot to be. I mean, listen, this is the least of our problems is graphics Joker. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff with AI that's
I don't see anything.
a little terrifying.
Except if it's Thrive, then it's very good for your business.
Oh, well, in that case.
I'm not seeing anything.
Nothing.
Got to go to replies, he said.
Is it replies? Oh, there it is.
Oh, this is really weird.
How do you feel about it? Look at Alan's face, too.
Yeah.
It's not what you want.
No.
You should
all
sue
of our
him.
faces.
You want to sue Graphics Joker?
Right, yeah. Just for everything he's got.
Yeah. Do it right now.
For all of his paints and easels, everything. Done. Boy, it's disturbing.
It's not great.
No, it's a little strange.
No, it's more than a little strange. It's a lot strange, but that's all right. Wanted to bring this up. I was, minding my own business this morning.
Walking down the street.
Giving the kids breakfast, and I'm listening to the great show in the morning.
You talking about
DiPietro
DiPietro Rothenberg?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought.
DNR. And obviously, Dave is ready to just blow up the Giants, and he wants Dable and Shane gone, and a lot of people have that opinion. I certainly had that opinion after what I saw against the 49ers. Just, again, can't kick, can't defend. 2 straight series, they threw the ball once, just drove it right down the Giants' throat. They quit. Now, offense looked nice, especially in the second half, and Dart, and I agree with Greeny. I'm high on Jackson Dart. There's no question, but that should not be enough to save Dable his job, and we'll see if it's enough to save Shane his job. But so I'm listening to Minding My Own Business, and Mel Kiper Jr., who does a weekly spot with them, was on. And he says, for now, he would bring Dable back.
I think it's still a long, long way to go. In terms of Dayball, I think Dart's the key guy. I mean, you realize once that personnel hopefully stays on the field and is healthy for a full season, you get some good luck on the injury front moving forward, then Jackson Dart's your guy. Then I would give Dayball a year. With a team, I like to see a team that's close to full strength, have a quarterback continue to progress, right? Continue to progress for Jackson Dart next year, become one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, and then let's see how Dayball does with everything going in the right direction.
Again, nobody can get his name right. Crazy.
No one. Isn't it weird? We're the only one. Is it really worthwhile for us to be right when everyone else is wrong? I'm going to start saying Dayball.
Even though we know it
doesn't matter.
He told us that.
Yeah.
Dayball, like table.
We have a drop.
Dayball.
But do you just say, you know what? We're just going to give up because we're the only ones. We're right, but we're only the 1% of the world that does it right.
How long is it going to matter for?
Right, just as we get used to it. But I'm texting the guys, and listen, they're focused on the interview, so they didn't bring this up.
Sure.
Mel, are you going to bring back Brian Daboll in the last year of his contract? Have him be a lame duck coach? Are you going to extend him? So when he says, give him another year, you're not giving him another year. You're probably going to have to tack on another year on top of that, so there's some stability in the organization. How are you going to win over free agents when you've got a coach that's a lame duck? Now, it's been done. It does happen, but 3 consecutive 2-7 starts to your year. I mean, what are we hanging on for? All right? And everybody gave him credit for Josh Allen. And let's say, for sake of argument, he was responsible for the growth of Josh Allen. Josh has done just fine after he left. Just fine. So the idea that it all collapses, I don't think it's ideal to have a young quarterback have to have a second head coach and a second offensive coordinator. It's not ideal. But is it ideal to bring a coach back that just can't get anything done? He's still hanging on to 2022. Last I checked, that was 4 years ago. Since then, 7-2 start in 23, 7-2 start in 24, 7-2 start now in 25. I mean, come on. And the injuries, are they 2-7 because Neighbors is out? Are they 2-7 because their secondary is banged up? Well, Shane brought Banks in. He's a backup because he can't play. You drafted him. How come I see other teams lose players and find ways to win games?
They move on.
And in the Giants, it's always the damn excuse. I'm sorry, they were going to lose that game to the Eagles anyway when Scadaboo went down. So what exactly would their record be if Cam didn't get hurt? So I'm sorry, Mel. I respect you, and you know the draft. But, man, you're just going to bring Brian back on the last year of his contract and see what happens?
I don't like it either at all, much as I love Mel. How do you feel about the theory that I unsheathed for the world on yesterday's program?
Interesting that you used that word.
The idea that Brian Daboll pulled the Jackson Dart quarterback card too early. And that by pulling it as early as he did, you ignited this excitement in the early part of the season. And as things dry up, Scadaboo's hurt, no Neighbors, no options. As the year goes on, by the time we get to December and January, the super excitement everyone had about the kid has now faded into losing basically every week. He has a good moment, he has a bad moment. And not to say that people won't still believe in the kid, Don, but that some of the Daboll getting it right on the quarterback will have faded. It's like, no, but now we've seen a kid, he's good. Let's get someone in who can coach him. Because we saw he had a good guy, Daniel Jones, too. Couldn't coach him up either.
Yeah, but you know what?
Whereas if he pulled it out later in the season.
Would you say Mike Greenberg is a pretty significant sports host, talent, personality?
I would say so, yes. He's yes.
And even after the Giants embarrassed themselves in the fourth quarter in Denver, got killed in Philadelphia, got destroyed at home against San Francisco, you heard how gushing Greenberg was about Dart. I think the kid's got it, and I think
but that's
he
not what
can
I'm
overcome
saying.
it. No, but I think
I'm saying, will Daboll though still be getting the credit for it?
No.
As the excitement.
I think what you're saying.
Help me out.
Yeah, no, because I understood we had this conversation, and it does make sense, but it also is difficult to You can't edit it, right? Because if he waited too long, it would have been, why'd you wait so long? And you could have cost the season. So I think he was damned if he did and damned if he didn't anyway. But what you're saying, which it carries a lot of weight because there is so much time left in the season, is that now that the shine kind of is gone.
Right.
And now we're just watching bad football again. The focus goes back on the coaching. See, the focus was on the coaching right out of the gate. Then you make the change. Now the focus on the quarterback. This is fun. This kid's got it. But then
then they lose every game that could give them a season.
But not just losing. The way they're losing.
I know, but
and then it becomes now back on the coach, and he can't avoid it. And the only thing I'm telling you, this is my thing. The only thing that saves Brian Daboll and also Brian Daboll is if Dart says that's my coach.
Nah.
I don't think it's enough.
I don't think he's got enough to do
He'd
that.
have to. I mean, we'll have to see how the year plays out.
Well, because you want, like, if he's that adamant about it, you want to, like, all right, then we'll give it a little more time.
And
because you don't want to get him messed up.
Here's why.
That's the only way you might think about it.
And that's a might.
But
it's
now,
looked really bad.
there is no reason besides the quarterback to even hang on to the thought of bringing Brian Dable back, because they played awful. They're 2-7.
Well,
the only thing he's got going for him is you don't want to mess the kid up, and he gets credit for how well the kid plays.
Yes.
If the kid continues to play well, even if they lose, there will still be that contingent of people that'll say, Dable's responsible for this. Look how well he played. They'll make excuses about the injuries. They'll make excuses about the schedule. It's still his best chance to come back. So as long as Dart plays well, and he played well against San Francisco, and he was okay against Philadelphia, and he was great against Denver until he had the turnover in the fourth quarter, but he's a kid, that's going to happen. If he can, to Peter's analogy, if he continues to play well and they lose, it still could save Dable's job because they've attached the only thing they have is how the quarterback is playing.
Yeah.
The only thing that could really kill him for sure is if the quarterback completely falls apart, and I don't think that will necessarily happen. But it's a pretty. That's why I said I'm kind of like jealous of the Jets today, because they found their direction. There's still a possibility that everything comes back. And well, it was a tough schedule, and they had injuries, so let's run it back and extend them. Now, here's more Mel on Shane and Dable sticking around for another year with Dart.
The critical thing at the top of any list is, do you have the right quarterback? They got the guy. So right now, they look like they have that guy. So be happy with that. Celebrate that. Another draft, another free agency cycle. Let's see what this team looks like going into next year. If they maintain relative good health, what can Dable and this coaching staff do then? I don't see a problem there, guys.
Well, again, you don't see the problem because you haven't looked at the fact that he's only got 1 year left on his contract.
If I can quote Vinny from Staten Island, do you watch the games? It's honestly, he's really struggled in games. He's really struggled. I still think what's hurt him the most is his decision to bring in Shane Bowen.
And that was all him.
They had a really good, smart, experienced defensive coordinator who, yes, is high maintenance, he's got a little bit of Rex Ryan about him where you're going to have to deal with that. But if you can manage that as a head coach, knowing, well, I got a guy that knows what he's doing defensively. And if I got to put up with him being angry because the offense wasn't, whatever it is, I can handle that. But I know he's really good. He poorly did that. The Graham Gano stuff, the kicker stuff, that like for 2 years now, how they've screwed that up. There's a lot of things, him going into the 10th, there's just a lot of things that he has done now over the last 2 years. And the way he treated Daniel Jones at times. There's so much there now that just tells you, I don't know if this is a guy that I could put as my CEO.
Right. But let's not dig too deep. 3 straight 2-7 starts.
But you can make excuses for the record.
Yeah, but
and I'm saying, but the eye test has also built up enough evidence against it.
The defense quit. And that should be enough to get everybody fired. Now, you've always asked, if not Dable, then who?
That's a great question.
Well, the name that's starting to rise up is Lane Kiffin.
Well, we knew this.
And Paul Feinbaum was on with Michael Kay earlier today. Should the Giants be interested in Kiffin?
He is a superb coach right now, and I think he would be interested. The relationship with Jackson Dart, he got him out of California and turned him into a superb quarterback. And it's interesting that Dable, I think, followed Kiffin at Alabama under Nick Saban. But there's no comparison between Brian Dable and Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin is an infinitely better coach than Brian Dable. I don't think I need to convince you of that.
Now, he's got his contract runs through like 2031 and 2032. Buyout's like $36 million, which in all comparisons isn't that big of a number.
Listen, the contracts in college football are very similar to toilet paper.
You can
wipe your behind.
Right, he'd walk away for an NFL job if he would. That's $9 million a year now. What's the coach? What's the NFL coach? What does an NFL coach get these days?
I mean,
Lane Kiffin could easily get 10.
You think so?
Well, what's his name in
are the best
Chicago
coaches
from
in
Detroit?
Are the best coach
Ben Johnson?
Ben Johnson got 10.
I mean, I guess if Ben Johnson
Lane
got 10,
Kiffin's got NFL experience.
Listen, you guys do whatever
Ben
you want.
Johnson got 13 a year.
13
on a 5-year contract.
13.
All right, then he would get.
All right, is Mara and Tish ready to write that check?
I
don't know.
By the way, I think that you are. I think you're crazy. I know how good he is as a college coach.
Well, the relationship with the quarterback and knowing his offense is the obvious connection.
And that's sexy, too. Don't get me wrong.
What you're hoping for.
I just feel like I see it with the college coaches go not well so often.
How amazing would he be in this market, though?
Oh, God. You talk about just every day we'd have to play audio.
It would be great.
Every day.
And imagine how strongly Mr. Keehan would feel about it. Now, you remember Kiffin, he was with the Raiders. You remember this, don't you?
Yes, it was brief.
Now, if I'm not,
wasn't good.
Was there a meltdown?
A meltdown in L.A.?
It was a really bad divorce.
I got to revisit that. I don't even remember.
I think there was something with. I just want to double check. I don't want to speak out of school, but
I want to look at the order too. Like, what had he done in college prior to the Raiders, and then what happened afterwards? I'm just always curious about that because sometimes it's just a thing. Now,
what's that?
Now, if you're interested in the Raiders, they are playing in Thursday Night Football, and every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel. All right, so here's the deal: you get your share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. All you got to do is place an anytime touchdown scorer bet before the game kicks off, and if your player scores the first or last TD of the game, you win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Peter. That's me. To take a shot at the jackpot. FanDuel.com/Peter to get in on the action this Thursday. 21 and over, physically present in New York. Option required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last TD pick. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Now, just
go ahead.
As I'm getting older,
Take your time.
To lose. The whole Al Davis with the overhead projector.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Lane Kiffin?
I don't remember. Is that what you
don't remember? He had a whole big meltdown press conference. He had an overhead projector. He was writing all things down, and I thought it was after he fired Lane Kiffin, he had this.
I'm going to look this
crazy.
up. Right.
Just look it up to see, because I want to make sure I got that right. Jermaine Johnson, still a Jet, spoke via social media. We'll have that for you coming up next on Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot. $369.
Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484.
Right now, police are stepping up patrols to make sure drivers and pedestrians obey our crosswalk laws. Why? Because every year in New York, people are injured or killed just crossing the street. So remember, pedestrians, obey traffic signals and use crosswalks. And drivers, yield to pedestrians in crosswalks. If you don't, we will educate you on the law. And you may get a ticket, because tickets get attention, and that saves lives. A message from the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement, plus a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now, ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
So Jermaine Johnson stays a Jet. It's about 40 minutes ago he tweeted this out. Get your thoughts on it. I'd be lying if I said I was happy my brothers are gone because I'm not. I'm sick. But I believe strongly in the organization staff and my other brothers in the locker room. I said when I got drafted I wanted to be the reason or part of the reason this thing gets changed for the better. And that's going to continue to be my outlook. I love this team and this fan base, and you all will continue to get my all, my absolute best on and off the field. Let's look onward and upward because better things are coming, and I give my word on that. Go Jets always, with a green heart.
He sounds like a guy that knows that he was on the table, and if somebody would have made an offer, he would have been gone. Is he disappointed that he's not free?
I would think so.
Because, there is this thought of escape from New York.
Hey.
You know? They know what's going on. They know what this is.
Now, listen.
It's the, hey, you got out. Good for you.
Diana Rossini tweeted out earlier that, according to sources, the Jets were offered to make deals within the division, and they declined. Because they didn't want to make teams. I'm assuming the Patriots and the Bills, Dolphins, I don't think are making any trades right now. So if the New England Patriots or Buffalo Bills had offered a second-round pick to the Jets for Jermaine Johnson, I think they would have pulled and they pulled the trigger. I think he'd be a happy man. I'm not being disrespectful to the Jets. He's got a chance to go play, and with a chance in New England to go to the playoffs, and the Bills to go to a Super Bowl. Well, why would he balk at that? But that didn't happen. And now he's with the Jets, and he's trying to make the best of the situation. I think both could be true.
I think it was New England.
It would probably be New England.
It was the Patriots who I think were in on him.
Right.
Or wanted to get him, and the Jets were like, well, he's not.
And I'm with Greeny. I don't – because the Mets and Yankees pull that garbage too. I don't want to make the other team better. Come on. You can make yourself
this is
better.
divisional, but it's still silly.
What if I told you Woody Johnson's the one who said no?
Well, that would make sense.
Especially because if he paid attention to John Mara and John Mara being sick to see Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles, Woody Johnson's like, I don't want to see that.
First
I
of all,
saw
no
that,
offense to
and I didn't
Jermaine
like it.
Johnson. But he's not
Saquon Barkley.
No, I don't mean Jermaine Johnson. I'm saying Brees Hall.
Oh, the Brees Hall.
This is the Brees Hall.
Brees Hall isn't Saquon Barkley.
I'm about to say, same point.
Well,
But you're right.
If you listen to Bart Scott, he is. Did you hear Bart?
Yeah, well, listen,
I think.
But the
say
Jets don't look at him that way. Look at the offense. You'd think they would feature him, and they don't.
I know, but
I'm
Brees
just
Hall
saying,
wasn't taken second overall.
All right, but if I'm telling you that Mougey had an offer from the Patriots for Brees Hall for the asking price of a third-round pick, and Woody Johnson said no because I don't want him going to the Patriots, how would you feel about that? Is that bad business?
It wouldn't necessarily be bad business to Bart's point because maybe Hall can be a part of the future of this team. He just said he's going to give him a contract.
Bart says he believes that.
Yeah.
Does it look like they look at him as a big piece of the offense?
They didn't give him a contract
and
when
they also
gave Wilson.
they also don't feature him.
They don't feature him. They didn't give him a contract when they gave Wilson and Sauce a deal. So, and then it becomes a Saquon situation where he can end up walking, and you could have traded something for him.
So again, if I told you the owner said no,
that would be typical Woody Johnson.
That's bad business.
It's bad business because
that's
if
emotion.
you can make see the thing with and the other thing that's the bad analogy with Saquon is that you hate him to go to the Eagles for nothing. But if they had traded him the year before to Philadelphia and you got like a second or third round pick, it would still stink that he won the Super Bowl, but you got something for him.
Right.
So I know you hate the Patriots and all that stuff, but if you got a chance to get a pick for a player you don't think's a part of your future and you didn't do it because you didn't want to make the Patriots, that's stupid.
I worry that that's what happened. I worry that that's what happened because I had heard that the Patriots. I mean, clearly they're looking for a running back, right? And I had heard that he was a guy that they had great interest in.
Why wouldn't they?
Of course they should. And
wouldn't you, if you're as close as the Patriots are?
But why wouldn't the Jets do it?
If you're as close as the Patriots are, you're telling me second round pick, third round pick wouldn't be worth it to add that to a team that's got a chance?
Right. And again, right. All of it makes sense.
But you're right. Woody would be the reason why not.
If the owner stepped in and said
like the sound of that.
He can't go to the Patriots, and you're like, all right, well, he can't go then. And now you're Brees Hall, he deleted some tweets, but that
what had he said?
Well, it deleted. The problem is that they're not there anymore. So I was trying to it doesn't look like anybody screen grabbed them. But there's no way he wants to be here.
But the report was he wanted to be traded.
Well, and by the way, you're not even allowed to be offended by that.
No.
Sorry. You cannot, as a fan or teammate, no one can be offended by Brees Hall saying,
it is clearly on the table now, based on how this team was gutted today, that they may not win another game. That's on the table. Now, I think they will still win another game, but, that I'm sure the objective is part of this is like, hey, I'm not saying we're tanking, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we ended up 1-16 because we need a quarterback. Now, I don't know, are the Saints going to win another game? Are the Titans going to win another game?
That was my favorite part of Greeny. Even when he's talking about the Jets blowing it up, he still has some sort of insane optimism about winning. Where he's like, let's say the Jets come in third or fourth. I'm like, Greeny, there's a very good chance they're the worst team in football. What? They have the worst win total in the NFL as we speak. There's a good chance they'll be sitting there at the end of the year.
And I got to tell you, again, I don't want to say
they just unloaded their best players, for God's sake.
I was in Anaheim Sunday. So I listened to the Giant game on Sirius. Papa and Banks, great. The game they gave me, Fox didn't have a doubleheader, so I did not have, for me, a 10 a.m. game on Fox.
So there was none?
So nothing. I get my CBS game, and it makes sense from where I was the Chargers and Titans. Now, that happened to be my three-point play. I don't know what it is about my three-point plays. I can't hit them on. So I end up watching more of that game than any human being really should have.
Yeah, sure.
Titans weren't bad.
Yeah.
They could play some D. They got to Herbert.
How did Ward look?
He was abused pretty. Chargers got to him, and
it's a good defense.
But because it was my 3-point play, he was able to put together a drive late to kick a field goal to make a 10-point game a 7-point game.
There you go.
Then I'm like, you know what? Lose, you animals. And then of course, then he's getting sacked. Can't do anything. But the point is that I watched a lot of that game, and the Titans, I think, will win another game. The Saints, I don't know. Because the Saints look like they've taken a knee on even playing.
They don't want to win. They need a quarterback. They don't want to win.
The Saints got to play the Giants again.
They don't want to win.
Well, that's not going to happen.
No, they don't want to win, but the Jets don't want to win either. The Jets
Clearly.
are down a lot of players.
They did all they could today.
If you're Breece Hall, how do you even approach the rest of the season?
Right.
Well,
what do you honestly, if you think about it, for a while you tell yourself, I'm putting stuff on tape, want to get teams interested in me, right? So you still have that motivation. Now if you're like, all right, they didn't trade me, and these clowns are probably going to franchise tag me now. Like this.
And you have to remember, too.
He doesn't want to be here, man.
You have to remember, too, with running backs, when you find out they're rebuilding and they want to keep you around, if they keep you around, that could mean your entire window of your prime is over.
I know.
It's gone. It's here.
I know. But we'll see. Maybe they'll give him a contract, as Bart suggested. Let's go to Jamie in New Jersey. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Jamie?
You got with me?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Nothing, man. I was just, listening on all the things you guys are talking about. But I was on the. You're talking about Jets, but I'm on the Jets whole situation. But I was more on the Giants piece.
Go ahead.
On the Daboll. Well, you know what? My feel is, I think you keep Daboll.
Why?
Keep the stability for the kid.
But the stability's bad, man. 2-7, 3 straight years. He's not a good coach, Jamie.
But you found your guy, right? And
not necessarily. If he's a good quarterback,
maybe they have their guy, Jamie. Maybe they don't, but maybe they could have had their guy with Daniel Jones if they had a better coach. And by the way,
I just don't know. Yeah, he's. Listen, he couldn't. He was ripping a bong hit when I called on him. But that's good. It's good being high as long as you're not, operating a motor vehicle,
right?
Or, trimming the hedges. But this whole idea with the stability. What stability? I'm on a cracked chair. I'm in the air. I'm 3 feet off the ground, but the chair's falling apart. But it's better than not having a chair at all. It's the stability. What's stability? 2-7, 3 straight years. 2-7, 3 straight years. It's not all because of injury. It's not all because the schedule's tough. The guy can't coach. He's a good offensive coordinator. He works well with quarterbacks, but he stinks as a coach. He's got to go. Out. Goodbye. Oh, but you're going to hurt the ball quarterback. The ball quarterback. You take the offensive coordinator and the head coach away, and then he's not going to be able to play. So we're going to keep the bad coach so the quarterback plays well, but they continue to lose games. But we still have a quarterback. I don't like it either, but if he's a good quarterback, it's not like you're severing limbs by replacing the head coach of the offensive coordinator. He might be able to fight through it, okay? He might be able to. But no, Peter, 3 straight years, 2-7. Listen, I've only been following football for 45 years now. 2-7's not a good record.
No.
Allen's not good.
Not 3 straight years of it.
But then you do it 3 straight years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's not good.
Sometimes it's just right there.
It's just
right there in front of you.
Do we really need to take the deep dive? 2-7 every year. And oh, by the way, and can we?
Go ahead.
It's all right.
Peter and I lived through it. We Selma and Louise did. Thelma and Louise.
Or Selma.
No, even Selma was there. She was in the trunk. That's the deleted scene. She was tied and gagged in the trunk.
Oh, my God.
Which made the ending of that movie way different than what people think.
I didn't know.
All right? We Thelma and Louise that entire season. We analyzed it, dissected it every day on the K Show. They were 9-7-1. They were like a fart away from being 7-9-1 and missing the playoffs, okay? I'm telling you. They literally pulled games out of their rumpus. It was amazing.
Yeah.
All right? And good for them. They did it. And then they got it. I'm surprised that the Vikings didn't wear gold in that game because they were handed like the golden ticket of advancing to the divisional round.
Correct.
And then if the Giants were a murder victim in Philadelphia, they would have brought a mop. There'd be no body bag. They would bring a mop and some Tupperware.
Because there
was nothing left. It was like Freddy Krueger. It was Johnny Depp in Freddy Krueger.
Oh, yeah. Nightmare 1.
Done.
Through the
they
TV.
Brought a mop.
Head through the TV.
All right? And that's what but he was coach of the year. 1, 2, 3, 2-7 starts.
That's not what you want.
Not good, Bob.
No, not a good fight in that game either. But if you're a fight fan, Bud Light and ESPN New York are sending you. That's right, at UFC at MSG.
He's getting really good at
Tap
this.
the ball. No, it's Anthony. It's Anthony's favorite part of the show now is feeding me different ways to get to these
transitions.
Tap the Bud Light tile in the ESPN New York app and enter for your chance to win a pair.
Smash it.
Yeah. Smash it.
Fast, subscribe, like.
Well, there you go. And there's a drop, and there's a video drop. There's so many things there. I hope Don was still on camera. All right, but yes, if you're a fan of the UFC, you want to be there, check out the tile, the Bud Light tile in the ESPN New York app. Get in there. Go hang out with me at the fight. Bud Light's the official beer of UFC. So make your move now in the ESPN New York app. 21 and over, no purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Rules on the ESPN New York app. Please enjoy Bud Light responsibly. ENN time, baby. Let's go.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Islanders are home tonight at the UBS Arena. If you're heading that way using the westbound northern state in Nassau County, crash off to the shoulder by New Hyde Park Road. Police and ambulance on the scene. Bumper to bumper with everybody stopping to take a look from Willis Avenue. Grand Central westbound keeps you heavy heading over to the Cross Island. FDR northbound now shut down with this crash underneath Gracie Mansion. Traffic is stopped heading into the 90s from the 20s. Not too bad heading over to the outbound George on the southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound packed from the Bronx River Parkway. Inbound George, no big issues for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels are only about 10 to 15 minutes each. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Fantastic. And yourself?
Oh, swell.
Good.
Welcome to ENN.
Ray-Ro.
You ever watch YouTube?
I'd like to start off by saying good evening to Alan.
Sauce was everywhere.
And good evening to Don.
Now, you were born in Yonkers. How long did you stay in New York?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I went to. I'm like.
What a moment.
I wanted a little something, a little extra.
But the fact that you were interviewing him and his response was, "Who, me?"
Yeah,
it's
well because he wasn't. He was like, you're talking to somebody from Yonkers. I'm not. It's not me. I'm not talking to somebody else.
Yonkers guy.
Was your response then? Right? You were like, yeah, and he was like, no. I kind of want to hear how the next 10 seconds went. I forgot.
Now, you were born in Yonkers. How long did you stay in New York?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
I knew he didn't stay long. Matter of fact, he didn't stay at all.
He couldn't stay because he was never here.
And I got duped by Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Which,
so great.
And I'll own it.
You have to.
But I just listen. If you were playing the long game, like maybe somebody will do an interview with Sauce, and I'll fool them that he was actually born in Yonkers.
It worked.
But if you put Mars, that's funny, right?
Yonkers.
But just so, are you going to look at that and go,
"This is fake"?
This is fake?
No.
Now, you were born in Yonkers. How long did you stay in New York?
Who, me?
Yeah.
So fast, scribe, like.
And good evening, Don.
You're gonna hurt the ball quarterback. Up one.
What? That was today?
Yes.
That happened on the program?
When they were talking and you only had one ear in and you said you didn't fumble and this is how it would sound if you did.
Up one.
Well, that's something.
You're just in a groove. You don't even know what you're doing.
You know what? And
Table, like a table?
Nah. But you know
not
what?
That hard.
But we've decided as a show,
the ball.
I'd rather be wrong than be the 1% of people that are right, and everybody still thinks you're the.
His
you're the
name is Brian Dayball.
Because he plays with the ball.
He's a ball coach.
Good evening, Don.
They continue to lose games.
Very Adam Sandler.
Yeah. I don't know where.
You're going to hurt the ball quarterback.
Ambassador Johnson?
Okay.
It's all good.
NFL deadline updates, kids. Things have happened. See what we got. See if you guys care. The Seahawks bolstering their banged-up receiving core. They got Rashid Shaheed, hell of a name, in a trade with the Saints on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle's going to send a 2026 fourth and fifth rounder to New Orleans.
Because
Seahawks
what happened was they decided that they needed to trade their wide receivers because the NFL did not approve the Saints using a jugs gun as a quarterback. So they figured.
They said, you know what? By the way, I was just looking up at Don's TV, and he's a Jimmy Traina post with a Russo clip. Well, why aren't there any media outlets that literally post every word we say every day? Like, a solid, respected outlet who just goes, hey, Don LaGreca had flatulence on the air today.
No, because
here's a 40-second clip.
I need to get the story.
Fan.
He
has to be a fan who also has media.
Happens to be media.
Yeah, he loves Mike and Chris. He hates Michael Kay.
Oh, yeah, and he hated Kay.
And he won't follow me on social media. We work together at Sports Phone. I know Jimmy. I like Jimmy.
Well,
but I guess I'm collateral damage because he hates Kay. And he's a Yankee fan.
So then why do you bother?
Because he's got some interesting
loyalty
stuff.
one way is stupidity.
By the way, that is you want to know the core of who Alan Hahn is. You want to get deep into the mind's eye, into the soul of who the man is. That last sentence, people, if you're listening, that was a mouthful. Well, I respect it.
Is it wrong?
I mean, this is no, but it's like it just lets you know the kind of vindictive animal that Alan is. It's deep in there. Don't cross him. Don't cross him.
Right.
Dead.
What?
Like my dad.
Why is that?
I didn't say it's bad.
Okay.
I said it's an insight into the soul. Huh? It's like my dad.
It's not being. I didn't think it's being vindictive.
No,
it's just
it's
being
not.
aware of.
It's not being vindictive.
Like, why am I wasting my energy on you?
It's not being vindictive.
No,
but I know. But it could go with vindictive. You know what I mean? Like they could be country cousins.
Oh, absolutely.
So my dad, like you could relate to my dad, who when I was a kid notoriously, he would at least joke about, I don't know if it was real or not, reading the obituaries every day to see if his old boss was dead. That's the household I grew up in. And then a few years ago, he got to enjoy it.
You make a good point. If he doesn't like Michael to that extent, I should not follow him.
Right. Well, no.
But
If he ignores you, if
I
you
don't
are
know-
collateral damage,
It's kind of.
then so should he.
I kind of just want to know why.
Have you ever asked him? Well, he doesn't follow you.
He doesn't follow me. I'm not going to sit there on social media like, why don't you like me? I was wondering, maybe was I mean to him at Sports Phone?
Yeah, you've never been mean to anyone.
No, I don't know. But maybe just, again, guilt by association, right? He hates Michael.
Why does he hate Michael?
I don't know why.
By the way, we're talking about Jimmy Traina, who does the podcast for Sports Illustrated,
Yeah,
the media podcast, done a lot of different stuff.
But Alan brings up a good point. I do value his follow.
Well, wait a minute. If he
doesn't like Michael, maybe I should cut that.
Tap out.
But if he hates Michael so much, he has a tweet pinned.
Go ahead.
Because he loves Larry David.
There you go.
And it's
Michael
a Michael K. clip.
is interviewing.
It's a great point. If I hated someone, I'd never have that as my pinned tweet.
Right?
But it's a known fact that he hates K?
According to Michael, yeah.
And has Michael said this out loud, by the way?
When has he not said things like that?
I just sometimes we confuse our private conversations with the public ones. I think we've talked about it before.
Oh yeah, no, this has been talked about before.
Yeah, no, this is public.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've seen Jimmy's tweets that he's very critical of Michael.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was scheduled to go on his podcast leading into WrestleMania.
Okay.
Because he does a media podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And, Don, it's crazy. There's some people who believe that the different worlds that I'm in would make me an interesting media conversation. So leading into WrestleMania, we were going to do it. And if you could recall, it was a few weeks out, I lost my voice. And so it was the very rare time where I had to legitimately cancel something and go, sorry, I'm literally on voice rest. I'm not allowed to talk. I'm canceling everything. And then I've never heard back for a rebooking. So I'm probably dead now too. So all we need is Alan to get heat, and then everybody's out, and then you can really feel comfortable where you are.
Well, I don't know who he is.
So Alan's dead now too.
There's the ultimate.
So there we go. We're out. No, so we're out.
But I honestly, I have no clue. I had to look him up.
Really?
Why would I?
I don't know. You know all the sports media people.
That's not sports. That's.
No, he's a sports media person.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. Why?
Now you're proud of it.
No, it's not.
And now you're digging in. You're a teammate.
You are.
I like what you're doing, and you're lining right up with the gang.
I am just telling you that
right.
This is new to me.
I have Darren Mougey audio.
Okay.
This is good.
Let's hear what Darren Mougey wants to say about the Jets' moves at the deadline.
We put a lot of effort leading up into this day. We meet weekly as a staff to discuss our roster and the potential trade values of our players. And we do this weekly as we go through the season leading up to it. So we have these values kind of set and these comps discussed as we go through
this is interesting.
So when we get to this trade deadline, you're set on what these values are really, what they're really worth in these players and what you might be willing to do to part ways with them.
He's explaining the process.
I know what the process is, Mac.
But he's explaining it like watching someone comb their hair.
God.
But that's always a sign of a good GM. I want my GM to be
It is
bored.
true. You don't want them to give anything.
He was droning on about a process, which tells you what it tells me?
I'm giving you nothing.
He didn't wake up this morning and just on the seat of his pants, just go like, you know what? Let me see what I can get for Quinnen.
By the way, it's a great point. We should have went into that knowing. What was he? Yeah, I got to tell you, never been a fan of Quinnen. Time to move on.
Right?
Sauce.
Yeah,
I told him I wouldn't run it for one first rounder. They offered two. I said, sure.
Yeah, deadline's at 4, so we figure let's just see what we can have. Let's shake, rattle, and roll. Like, no. We've been doing this for months. We're leading into this. We knew what our guys were valued at. We had a market for them, and we wanted to see if we can get. Like, he's telling you that this is a process. And that he thought.
No, you can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at that.
So I like that.
Jacoby Myers has a new home. Jacoby Myers with the Raiders, the veteran receiver, is now
No, he was there.
Was with the Raiders. Now Jacoby Myers
He's
is going to the Chiefs.
Former Raider.
He's a former Patriot, Jaguar now. He was a Raider, but he's now a Jaguar.
That was the biggest wide receiver name on the market, right? Like there wasn't really anybody else.
I got to tell you, guess what? I don't have movement.
Nothing.
Not really.
Maybe they do in Jacksonville.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be happy to have him on my squad. He's a good piece to have.
Not terrible.
Chili's opens in Jacksonville. They have movement.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
How dare you? The Dallas Cowboys have acquired veteran linebacker Logan Wilson in a trade from the Bengals.
They were busy today.
By the way, did you guys see Jerry Jones and Stephen A. hanging out in the suite last night?
I mean,
where's the? You're a journalist. You can't hang out with the. The
really?
This
This
dapping them up.
The lines are blurred.
Dapping them up.
It's
And did you see he's parlayed the old solitaire thing into a spot?
Yep.
No.
Remember he got caught playing solitaire during the NBA Finals?
Of course I did.
Well, now that there's with the phone, the solitaire phone, he's got a whole ad around it.
So
he can't avoid making money.
I was about to say classic example. Money finds money.
Money finds money.
Yes.
Classic Don.
Nicely done.
Money finds money.
Nicely done.
But by the way, quite a game he got to see. That was something. Cowboy. Alan, how'd you do last night?
Oh, you know exactly how he did.
I know you were the only one to reply.
Had a chance.
As I dropped every possible F-bomb I could.
At least we went 2-1. You're 0-3. You're 7-20.
No, Did
you go 0-3?
You got to shut your mouth.
I mean,
that's what you get.
But you know what the sad part is? I am pathetic. My record will be in the annals. I'm heading toward the annals.
Could be somewhere that sounds like that,
and
too.
And it feels like someone's heading towards my annals.
You're going deep into the annals?
It feels like it every week. That's exactly what it feels like.
It.
But you guys should be ashamed of yourselves because I'm in the annals of bad betting, of bad picks, and neither of you have completely put me away yet. Like I'm not dead.
No, because I can't get a 3-point play.
If I
went 12-1 last week, and my one loss was my 3-point play.
If I got the 3-point play, man,
it would have been bedtime for me.
Yeah,
night.
But
damn it,
you didn't even come close.
No, you didn't. He came closer than I did.
We understand that, Don. Thanks.
He came closer than I did.
Boy, he had to.
Well, I wouldn't know what you were thinking when you made that. Yeah, that was completely with your heart. There was zero brain in that.
It's a mix. It's a mix of heart, not loving a ton, but like what else? So I thought I nailed the Patriots pick. Couldn't get that. I love that pick. I do it again. Cover.
Nobody should be happy. Your 3-pointers are an abomination this year.
I thought mine were pretty good for a while.
You're 9-27 as a show.
From 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Bang.
got to stop. We're like
NBA. You'll take
23%. Yeah, not for 27. I'm
in
all
the
right.
league, I'll take that. You kidding me?
We're like
sorry, not 9 for 27.
Mitchell
9
Robinson
and
from
27.
3. I bet you Mitchell Robinson's better from 3.
Oh, 9 and 27. So we're 9 of 36.
Yeah, you're 9 of 36 is
not 25%.
not nearly as good.
Stop shooting.
Not as good.
Time to stop shooting.
No.
Shoot your way out.
No,
Shoot or shoot.
Shoot or shoot.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually think the next one's going in.
Of course it is.
You kidding
That's
me?
what Larry would say.
Larry?
Larry Bird.
Oh.
Always shoot your way out. All right, John Morant. Things are getting a little squirrely in Memphis, and there's some tension between Ja and the team. If you haven't heard, and Ja had another interesting back and forth with reporters.
Were you and the coaching staff able to talk about what happened Friday and move on?
Y'all asked that question to them, huh?
What about for you?
Y'all asked that question, so y'all know the answer to that.
Do you feel like everything's been resolved?
Yeah. They told y'all that, right?
Well, yeah, but we didn't hear it from you.
Obviously, they can't go and tell y'all something I ain't say.
You feel like you get the same joy right now that we used to see from you?
No.
Why not?
What can be done to get it back?
We'll see.
Do you think you have a good relationship with the franchise in general?
Yeah. They told y'all that, right?
I didn't say anything about that.
If I had a good relationship, I wouldn't talk to them at all. So, and we had our combos over these.
Do you have any regrets about the way you played on Friday night in the second half?
You said what?
Do you have any regrets about the way you played in the game? I'm not talking about the
That's your home run question? Sound like a bait question.
I got to give it to you guys, your reporters. I'm just Don. I'm being honest. I'm here to be honest. I don't have the stones to sit in front of someone who you can tell is on the verge of killing someone. And with John's history, I'm just kidding.
Keep picking. That's what you do. You just keep.
How do you do it? I wouldn't be able to.
Because
do it.
you know what's coming. You see it, and you know it's coming. And by the way, if he didn't want to, he would have walked away. If he didn't, Peter. If they don't want to, they find a way to avoid you or walk away.
True.
But he wanted to. He wanted to make sure that everybody knows that we're not good here, and they're saying we're good. Because all the Grizzlies, no, that we talked it out. We're fine. And he's like, well, that's what they said. I guess we're fine. No, we're not.
I love that Allen speaks such fluent player because he's been around it so long and seen the things that they do.
He's the closest to it that we.
But that's what you're getting right now. And
because why is he sitting there then?
Remember what I said?
You don't have to have a scrum at your locker.
It's unreal. These are moments though where you know they're good. You're like, oh boy, like this could be good.
So is
you remember yesterday I mentioned to you how the Ja thing could be interesting if you're a Knicks fan?
Yeah.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I have a theory based on nothing.
I love my favorite kind.
And since I'm going to do the Joe Burrow thing, I'm going to go here.
Yeah, go to another one. Keep making things up.
Follow this story a little bit longer into the season.
All right, Will.
Moving him is very difficult, right? Because his contract, he's got a huge contract, right? But he's a big star.
Yeah.
Memphis, trading him during the season, it's suicide. They're not going to do it. He's going to be miserable. They'll have to figure something out. He's going to ask for a trade at some point. This is going to get to that level. Or he's going to try to get to an owner to fire coaches and all that stuff. But I think he's run his course there. When you are trading a guy like him, you've got to include another superstar level player, right?
Yes.
Because it's like you're giving up a superstar. You want to get a superstar. You want to get But a franchise like Memphis also might want to go through, because they're not a really good team anyway, might want to hit the reset button. Look for picks more than anything else, right? But if you're a team that has a superstar that wants to leave, boy, Ja would be a good replacement, right? So who's a team that we know that has a superstar that by next summer probably is going to say it's time to go? And they know it's coming. He knows it's coming. But the team that he wants to go to going to need some help from another team.
So we're still
Could Ja Morant help the Knicks get Giannis?
That would be very, very interesting. And the timeline would be the same.
It's right there. So it's something that I would just watch. Again, this is all me with a tinfoil hat. I'm conspiracy theorying this. There's nothing being talked about. Just
Mel Gibson, Julia Roberts,
tea leaves, tea leaves just looking at it, just like, tell you what, if it works out, that's a guy that you can include in a mega deal, because if you're Milwaukee, it gives you a replacement star, and he's younger and under contract. So, just something to just wonder about. That's all.
Hey, guys, ESPN New York is giving you the chance to experience UFC 322 at Madison Square Garden on November 15th. One grand prize winner and a guest will score tickets to the ESPN New York suite, hosted by me. Enjoy the energy of the Garden, the comfort of a private suite, and world-class UFC action alongside one of the biggest sports personalities on planet Earth. Well, no, it's just me. I don't know why they wrote that.
Why did they write that?
To enter, find the contest tile on the ESPN New York app and submit your entry. It's all brought to you by Bud Light. Proud to be the official beer of UFC. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy Bud Light responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Jaylen Brown not happy with the refereeing at the end of the Celtics-Jazz game last night. How bad was the actual play? Did you see it?
It's better. It's not great, but his quote is better.
Well, here you go.
Man, y'all gonna get me fines because you can't have a mistake like that as an official at that point in the game. It's fourth quarter, it's a minute left in the game or less, and you the whole staff blows off. You know what I mean? Cost us a game, like unacceptable. You can make mistakes at any point of the game, but right there, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. It's unacceptable. And then they telling me like, we didn't see it. Like, how none of you see it? You can't strip somebody in the fourth quarter and then just be a no call. It's some bull.
So George slips in front of Jaylen Brown, Don, but it's like he slips into his leg. So Brown has nowhere to go except fall on top of him, and the ball comes out. Contact clearly created by George. No call. The 2-minute report is out. That was the incorrect call, according to the NBA.
That makes everything.
And that in 250 gets you a nice coffee at a.
But it doesn't. What doesn't make sense is that the officials now are wearing, like they have earbuds, and they can talk to the replay center and get calls right. I don't understand how they don't get that call right.
Leads to a breakaway the other way for Utah. You can't have it.
Yeah.
That's such a frustrating feel. I will tell you, though, I know it's not perfect, but lo and behold, here we are. And the Celtics fighting, competing most nights. Now, they're 3-5, but that's not a terrible start for a team that basically completely hit the reset button.
When like for Jaylen Brown, it's like, when do you start managing him this season and just knowing?
Well,
like
not for a while. But
no, not for a while. Your coach is a psycho. Like he's
going to go for it. Someone. Well, it's going to have to be a Brad Stevens conversation with the coach. That'll do it for ENN on this Tuesday evening.
All right, back with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Dan Gross is next with the pregame. Rangers and Hurricanes. They had a nice little run there at the end in their road trip. Now back home on ESPN New York.